head was that?
Whose head was that, Petty? Petty, whose head was that?
Oh, Petty did that?
Yeah, no, I didn't do it.
Oh.
That's what people don't know. Petty has control over like some of the graphics, and so they keep thinking I'm doing things when it's him. So that's that on that.
What tea should we drink today?
I'm having mud water for night time.
Does it have chamomile or something?
Mm-mm.
What makes it nighttime?
Don't
Or are
know.
you saying?
The mushrooms they put in there probably. I don't know. Have no clue. I have zero clue. You shouldn't drink anything petty. Just let it go. Let it slide.
Those are not our options. Our options are chai, green tea and pomegranate, and dandelion and peach.
Dandelion and peach.
That's what you had last week.
Yeah.
The beer is stronger than the line. Hey everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. They say they love your hair, Kay. They said they love your hair, Themis. So
I like your hair, Petty. It's nice.
Thank you.
Petty,
So-
they said I'm mean to you. Everyone is saying I'm so mean to you. I'm so mean and so nasty.
Of course.
And that
And
you need to
here,
shift your
So
meaning.
rude. So mean and so rude.
Yes, stop being mean to Petty and start being mean to me, please.
All right, we'll do it. We'll shift. We'll shift the rudeness. Not stop being mean, just shift it. I actually don't think I'm mean. I think I'm very, very kind and sweet and amazing and lovely and all of that stuff.
I think so too.
Period. How do y'all feel about the conversation we had with Amani last week? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
She made me feel more secure in my decision to be a 50-50 person and live that lifestyle and seek out partners who also require that lifestyle. So I think she affirmed my personal beliefs.
Oh. Okay. I don't think I was thinking about I've been watching her channel and people have been going at her and I'm watching the comments and like it's sad I think that we can't have differing opinions sometimes because it felt like people were mad at her for her opinion. Or maybe they weren't mad at her opinion but that she was talking about it publicly and thus influencing. What do you think it was, Kay? Go ahead.
You know, I also don't understand how people like some people have such an issue with other people having different opinions.
So rude.
It just, you know, it can be that person's opinion. Now, in terms of what you said about like putting it on a bigger platform that may influence people, when she was talking, like that's not something that I was particularly worried about. Like, oh no, if other people hear this, like what's gonna happen? Like, I didn't get that type of vibe. It's not like it was like, for me, that's not how it was. I don't know why people were. I mean, there were some questions that I had. Like some things like weren't matching up necessarily, but I think she
Okay,
had.
so let's do that then, and then we'll come back to the audience. But people have also said that it felt like I was the one talking the most, and I assumed you guys stepped back because you didn't want it to be like a pylon.
Yeah.
So you said there were questions you have. Why didn't you ask them? What were your thoughts? Did you step back? All of that.
I didn't ask the questions because there were a lot of them, and sometimes when you like just keep asking people questions, it can come off in a way that I didn't want it to come off. So, you know, I kind of just, you know, I was trying to let her answer the questions that you had and just chime in where I could. I didn't want to get caught up, I guess, on my questions about things that she was saying, and more so wanted her to be able to, you know, say what it was that she wanted to say and kind of tell us more about her thought process and all that.
Petty, what are you looking at?
Is it playing?
What is what playing?
Nene Links on Real Housewives.
No,
When she was saying so nasty and so rude.
why is that stuck on your head? Oh wait, I just said that. No, I said something else, but use the same tone.
The comments were going in on her, and I was like, oh, maybe y'all don't like women actually, because they were going in on K2.
But wait, no, you can't do that because you started going in too. I saw you. You started going with the comments.
Oh yeah, I was instigating. I love that. People say that Black culture is like gang violence and stuff like that, but I don't think we talk enough about instigating. Instigating is a culture in its own. And although any race can do it, I do believe it is a part of Black culture that I like to partake in. Absolutely. Yes, I was in the comments instigating. I was like, tell me more about your thoughts on Amani. But what else? Tell us all. I wanted like an expose in the comments. Like, let us know your thoughts down there. That's what I wanted. And they let us know. They let us know all over the comments. Whew, they were going in.
Do you think it's wrong? Do you think I should have removed the comments? Do you think something is wrong with my community?
Should you remove the comments, or should this be a place where the truth can be known and can be out there and people can say the truth and it can be heard? That's a decision for you to make. I was just playing. This is how Cat Williams talk. It's funny because you can't say anything against him or else you sound like you don't want the truth to be out there.
Oh no, I don't. Cat Williams sound like he lost his mind half of the time in the interview. So
not to the Black community. They were like, "Oh, he's speaking the truth."
They're like, he read 1,000 books, girl. If you don't go sit somewhere with that foolishness, ain't nobody trying to hear that.
375 books every day. That's right. They were all one page.
I think our appetite for conspiracy, I think, is paramount in our willingness to take everything he says as truth. I like a little kiki here and a little kiki there, but there's something weird about like an attack on Black male masculinity in wearing dresses, and that is not the same for like white men and Asian men in dresses. I don't know why Black men's masculinity is so fragile that some other man wearing a dress is impacting Black malehood and Black men's masculinity generally, girl. That don't make no sense to me. And that's the part that people have been running with. And it's like, girl, out of every foolishness that came out, that's the part y'all decided to like talk about, not the ugly face wife, not the light skinned ugly face wife. I feel like that. I am not saying these women's faces are ugly. This is what Cat Williams says. And that's the part that was the funniest to me. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so Amani, I think the biggest issue probably people had was her saying that her advice is for Black women generally. So it seems like her audience is Black women generally. And she says in the beginning something like, I'm trying to give realistic advice to Black women generally so that they can have like the best dating outcomes or the safest dating outcomes. But throughout the interview, she acknowledges, and we all agree, that the advice she's giving sort of seems dangerous given the data that we looked at. So I think people took issue with that. And at some point in the interview, when she acknowledges that, she's like, well, I'm gonna still promote it. So it can't be, oh, I've now been presented with data, and now that I know the data, I can't promote something like that anymore. It's, oh, I know y'all are being killed. I don't care. I'm gonna still say it because I like it. So it would be different maybe if she said, for my personal life, this might be what I want, but I wouldn't like peddle this to people largely. But no, she does. So
it feels like, and I didn't question this, but when I said Black femicide, I think she might have misheard me and thought I said like Black women empowerment or something like that. Because her reaction wasn't about femicide, like at all. So I will give her grace and say that she didn't hear what I said when I say black femicide. And I probably should have corrected instead of letting it go on. But it happened so quickly that we just kind of moved on. But I don't think she was responding to the black femicide idea. Tiff, thank you. Please like the video. It is very helpful to me in the YouTube algorithm. Separately, one more question. Are you available on Friday? We're doing a men's panel announcing that we're having a separate men's panel this month. And that's going to be this Friday. So, Petty, are you available for the men's panel or not?
But I'm not a man.
Yeah, period. Are you available or not?
Maybe later in the evening.
At 6 p.m. What do you mean later in the evening?
Y'all know I have a job, and one thing about kids on Friday, because I sweep and mop after people, is they like to make a mess because it's the weekend, so they don't care. So them Fridays be long. I be getting home late, walking in the house late.
So maybe you're available, and maybe
Yeah, maybe I would plan around it. See, that's what it's called, a guest appearance. No, because a guest appearance is planned. So a cameo or something. I don't know.
Petty might or might not be there. So
this is the thing, though. Like every time people come in my chat talking about, "Oh my God, you're mean to Petty," and I feel like it's like very well deserved, and like I'm just gonna start blocking people who say I'm mean to you. I feel like that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm trying to speak to you about time blindness, which is a real thing, and you are dismissing it. That's why people say you're mean, sir.
Your time blindness, period. Talking about that, no, actually, let me leave that because this model who was in the body positivity movement is getting a lot of backlash for losing weight. And I find that kind of interesting, but I will leave that alone and then we'll come back to it. All right. So you guys ready?
How much is a lotta?
What do you mean?
How much is a lotta?
When did I say a lotta?
I thought you said she's getting a lot of backlash.
She's getting enough to the point where I can notice it and see it in her comments and people making videos. Michelle is one of them. The girl that the lady, sorry, that you now watch.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw you did a live stream the other day talking about infant adultification of young Black girls. What was that about?
We stole your video idea. We were supposed to talk about adultification because my friend wanted me to. So it was a study stream, but we ended up not studying at all. Because I opened the panel too early and they just came up and talked.
You know when someone is real petty. I watched the entire thing, by the way. I was in the comments and I heard when you say you think Themis is going to be mad or say something if I did this or that. And then I just didn't comment. I was live with you, just FYI.
Did you see FD in the comments twerking?
No, I didn't see him. I don't look in the comments generally.
Oh, my comment's not good enough? Oh,
no, it's way too dusty for me. How is your cornbread arc going?
It hasn't started yet, but it is starting because I attacked the Oreo or whatever they call themselves, the people who say I wasn't like the other Black kids growing up. I was better, and they always hated me for some reason. I don't know. They're those nappy-haired people. I always straightened my hair, and they were just jealous and always made fun of me and called me coon and other stuff. So those people are like mad or something online, and after they go through high school bullying Black people all their lives, they make a video on YouTube and they're like, they told me I act white. What do you mean act white? And then so yeah, I was responding to that because
do you find, like, this is not always the case, but I find whenever people say people used to tell me I act white, I generally find that they want you to tell them they act white. Do you find that to be the case, K.R. Petty?
They want white people to tell them that. If Black people tell them that, they find it very offensive, very offensive. But if white people tell them that, they love it.
No. What? Absolutely not.
You
Wait, are
speak
you?
so well. You're not like those other black people. You speak very professionally. They love it when white people tell them that. But if
I
black
feel like
people
they
say
want
it,
black people to say it too. Like I feel like they want me to say it in particular.
Is it the same vibe as those people who are like, I'm black, but everyone thinks I'm mixed, and they want you to be like, yeah, you do look mixed, but
I
they
don't
don't.
know that one, but yeah, probably. I know I've never heard that one.
Oh my goodness, I've heard it a million times. And like what you're describing about the you talk white or whatever thing,
what do you mean talk white?
the same.
Okay,
The
there's
same
no
topic.
such thing as talking white. What are you talking about?
No, I agree. I mean, the thing is, often, like in my experience, like growing up and stuff like that, people say people are speaking white or whatever when they are, I don't know, using maybe certain words or things like that. Like sometimes it's not about the accent, and then sometimes it is. So like, I don't know. I think it's from like to me, it's more problematic when people assign whiteness to someone who sounds like intelligent or something. Uh,
What
but
does intelligence sound like?
in terms of voices or whatever, I think a lot of people can tell the difference between white and black voices. So like I'm not 100% mad about people noticing that sometimes, but I
So
think usually when people say it, it is problematic though, because
I
I
was
don't think
I,
that's
w-
where it's coming from.
I was going to be upset at UK because I was going to say I feel like when people say professionally talking, what they mean is talking how white people talk generally. Um, but then I thought there is a professional black voice, and to me, it sounds hoteppy, kind of. Does that make sense?
No.
See, when we look at the establishment, right, and we go to the marches because they don't want you to see in America how the system is. It's a certain dialect, you know what I mean? Like it's a certain way of talking.
No. What? I no. I
Because the white man is trying to keep us down. Understood? Like I feel like it's just a certain, I don't know how to describe it. It just feels different.
So if there was a mixed group of 100 people
Mhm.
and half were white and half were black, y'all don't think y'all could get most of them right just hearing the voice? Most.
No, I think there is a cadence to that a lot certain people do. Like for me, when I hear if I tell you you sound white, what I mean by that is, and I don't ever do this, I
Right.
mean you sound like the Kardashians.
Mhm.
And it has nothing to do with intelligence. Actually, it sounds really not that great. To
Yeah,
listen
see,
to.
that's the one that like when people say it like that, I don't find it problematic. Like um when they're talking about like the voice and maybe I don't know, sometimes people think that vocal fry makes white women sound that way. I don't know. But I don't find it as problematic when people say it like that because I think there is a noticeable difference that a lot of people can tell between voices, but
No, but I
Mm.
think so. For me, I think that in my experience, and I don't find this generalizable because I don't know, or
Mhm.
you shouldn't find this generalizable because I don't know. In my experience, most people, if not every single one of them, that has ever sui sponte came to me and say, "Yeah, people always tell me I sound white." Always it always feels like they take that as a badge of honor and that they want me to confirm that they sound white or just say yeah me too, but like I've never been told I sound white. And so like it feels like very it's like a badge of honor for them, and like
That's
they take pride
right.
in like telling you that other people think they sound white.
See, that's weird. I don't think I've ever gotten that vibe, but I'm pretty sure it's the same as the one who when certain black people think that other people think that they should look like they're not fully black or whatever. Like I think it's the same vibe, but
But
I've never heard what you're talking about.
so Petty, you've never experienced that. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it.
In my experience, people who say they talk white or claim that everyone says I talk white want to be told that by white people, not by black people, because they see it as a compliment coming from white people and as an insult coming from black people.
Wait, an insult. They usually volunteer that information to black people.
They don't believe that. They forgot about that part, I guess.
Like I'll be sitting here, people like, oh my god, people told me I sound white. I'm like, nope, you sound black. You sound very, very black to me. Like, what do you mean? What is black? What does black
That's
mean?
what
I'm
I
like,
would do
I don't
too.
know, girl. You're black and you talking, so you sound black to me. Like, that's weird because everyone told me, and they're now trying to convince me that they sound white. So why did you tell me people told you sound white? If you wanted to sound black, I just told you sound black, and now you're upset with me that I told you sound black. What?
Oh,
You want no, in all of my experience, try this the next time someone tell you they sound white, or people tell them they sound white. Say, well, I don't know, they're probably deaf because to me you sound black. Do that and see what happens.
same thing when black people say that people think that there's some other race all the time, saying, "No, you look very black to me."
Yeah, and they get kind of offended. And it's like, did you want me to tell you? Like,
Yeah.
and then I pretend like I'm confused. I'm not confused. I know exactly what you wanted me to do, and I'm not doing it. I'm not confused at all. But I'm going to pretend like I'm confused. What do you mean? You're black and you're talking. Obviously, you're black. What do you mean? Yeah, no, in my school, people just always come up to me and they're like, oh my God, you sound so. Girl, you don't sound white to me. You sound nowhere near white. I don't know what white sound like. You sound blackity black. And just keep saying black. And they watch them get mad. Watch them get mad, and you know they meant no good. Anywho.
Wait, so do you think that black people talk a certain way generally and that white people talk differently than that generally?
I think for the most part, I can tell when a white person is on the phone, but sometimes I get it wrong. So I don't think there's one voice for one, but like the surfer boy voice and like the Valley Girl voice, I would just normally think it's a white person. But I've
Even
heard
though
black
there are
people do
some
that.
black people that could
Yeah.
sound, yeah. I think I agree with you, Themis. Like typically you would know who was who, but sometimes you don't. So
So is it valid when someone says you talk white? If there is something that we typically associate with talking black?
I don't think I don't give ownership to like that kind of talking to white for people, but like I can understand, like I understand it.
yeah,
But typically what happens is someone who is speaking broken English but doing it with a Valley Girl accent, or like trying in my mind to pretend they sound white, to sound what they believe is white, would say to me, people just think I sound white because I speak well. And I'll say, first of all, you don't speak well. And second of all, you sound black. And then they get upset. So, I mean, they probably get upset from the first part of that. But yeah. The you don't speak well bit. You're enunciating very well, but the grammar is not quite up to par. It's not the intelligence. I promise you it's not.
So there's not a certain, I guess you don't give ownership to races for the language or dialect or whatever. What are people talking about when they say, oh, I have to put on a white voice on the phone for this job interview or something like that?
I think they mean they need to speak professionally. Like we
that's
use
the kind that we have
shorthand.
a problem with.
Yeah, no, we use shorthand to explain what we're talking about. It doesn't necessarily make it true. What I'm talking about specifically is the need to be validated, and I'm not about to validate you.
Okay.
I'm not. No, I'm not doing it.
Well, I think talking white and talking black definitely exist.
No, I don't. I don't think they don't exist. But if I tell you, I've never done this. But if I tell you you speak white, I'm not telling you you sound smart.
Or
I'm telling
professional.
you, yeah, I'm telling
Yeah.
you sound like the Kardashians.
Who
Take that how
Right.
you
It's about
will.
the
Yeah.
voice. The voice versus like using white as a replacement for professional or intelligent. That's no.
Yeah.
um,
I mean, we're speaking English, so if you really want to take it there, we are talking white.
so Do you know what changed my mind on this matter?
I don't know, and I really don't care, but you're going to tell me anyway because you have no respect for me and what I want.
Okay, nope. I can hold my lips. It's fine.
No, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of Kidology? Good friend of the channel.
Why bring
um,
up technology
Leave
every
technology alone. Oh my God, you keep dragging this girl. You made a video the other day and have her picture on the front of the thumbnail. Why do you keep? Why don't you like technology? Did she turn you down for a date?
no, there's a specific reason I don't like Kidology, and this is
Wait, you don't like
also
technology?
no, and this is also the reason that I changed my mind on there being a such thing as talking white and black. One of her
What?
videos, I forgot which video it was, but she said this more than one time in more than one video, mostly her old videos. She was I think I remember a Q&A specifically is where I first saw it, and she was answering questions from the comments, and one of the comments was like, what part of the UK are you from? What part of Britain are you from? Or were you born in Britain or something? And she said, nearly verbatim what I'm about to say now. She said, how come people think I'm British? How come people think I'm British, right? What have I ever said to make people think I'm British? I'm obviously South African, right? Why people keep saying I'm British? There is nothing more infuriating to me than I don't know if this
Yo,
is a gag or if it's like a joke, like a inside joke on her channel. There's nothing that infuriates me more than that. Nothing that infuriates me more.
what? Wait, you remember when Kidology said she has a white British accent and a white Southern African accent? You remember this?
She says white Southern African accent. That's what she says. English Southern African something. I don't know.
But she said white for both. South African. She said I have a white South African accent and a white British accent, and that confused me. I've never seen or heard that delineation made, but maybe I just need to go look into this.
No, raw. I don't know why people think she's British. What has she ever said for anyone to insinuate such things?
Not you just have a southern accent.
And you know what's crazy? I said that on one of my streams. Someone in the comments was mad at me. They were like, "She obviously has a South African accent."
Okay, period.
What are you talking about? I'm confused. I looked up South African accent. They weren't even speaking a language I could understand.
Stop.
I don't understand. I
You're
think this
get-
is
you're leaning into xenophobia.
what is that? Is that something that people my skin color can do? Think carefully about your answer to that question.
Yeah, period.
I think it was
Apparently
important
not.
for you to say that.
Apparently
You're
not.
starting your cornbread arc.
Who?
You.
Girl, I don't even eat corn. Let me stop. Do you like the name cornbread tube?
No.
What is happening? And what are y'all talking about? I've never heard Kidology talk, and I don't understand what's going on with cornbread situation. Can somebody please explain something?
Swahili. That's what it is. I know because I love Swahili sauce. Kidology is
A white YouTuber.
self-identified, and that's that's probably all that's important for this conversation. And she's confused sometimes that people think she's British, which I personally take issue with, but that's my own demon to fight. So I don't
Who's the demon to fight? FD. You said your demon is FD signifier.
Yeah, FD and I are going to fight too because I've been taking karate classes, right? This doesn't have to do with the upcoming FD fight. I've been taking karate classes, and the reason I've been taking these classes is because I want to get in a fight. But the instructors, if you've ever done any martial arts, well, I don't know any martial arts, but apparently it's like a rule that they're supposed to teach you this is specifically to avoid violence and that you should not be starting fights with people and we're not going to teach you how to go up to somebody and start rocking their ish. I didn't listen to any of
You
that
said rocking there what?
ish.
Continue.
So I've been purposefully trying to pick fights with people. Not like swinging at random people, but like being a little more aggressive in the street where I might have just gone my different way. I feel like I would purposefully step on someone's shoe, for example.
That was the example I was gonna say.
Thank you. Like it's the most. It doesn't matter if I don't speak Swahili. They know. If I step on their shoe, they know. They know exactly that disrespect has just transpired, and now someone has to do something. But what I didn't know is that karate only works when the other person does it too. So, and he wasn't doing it, and I tried to tell him. I tried to tell him, no, you're supposed to grab from this side. He didn't know, so I just disengaged. I was like, you can have it. Because if you're not going to follow the rules, then it doesn't make sense for us to be out here.
You should ask them for a time after you step on their shoe and they're ready to fight. Ask them for a timeout so you guys can change into your uniform, and then you guys can get a referee and start to do like a fight.
I wear it underneath my clothes.
Oh, so you're a superhero.
That's what I'm saying. Does Superman go home and change, and then no, he just takes off his suit and tie or whatever Clark Kent wears.
You want to know what I'm? Okay, I'm so sorry. The reason I continued this conversation with Petty is to be mean to you. They said to be mean to you. So that's literally why. Because if we weren't, I would have been cut Petty off for his foolishness. Great story, by the way, Petty.
So I saw a post today from a man, and he said that Black women are the worst bosses to work under, and he's never doing it again. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it sounds sucks for him. I have a question though. I double book a weekend with two separate friends.
Which one do you like more?
Which one do I like more?
Yeah.
The one that came in later.
Okay, well, cancel the other one. You don't like him that much, so it doesn't matter that you're being rude.
But what we were going to do is more fun. And I was hoping
everybody hang out together.
You know,
no, because one wants to go to a fun place in the US and the other want to go to a cold place in the US. But the one that wants to go to the cold place, like he shows up, he's kind, he's amazing, beautiful gowns. The other one, just we don't seem to get along like at all. And so, but where we were going to go was going to be fun. And he's been trying to be a better friend. And this is like his attempt at being a better friend. And so I agreed. And before I put it on my calendar, the other friend was like, oh, let's do this and let's do that. And I was like, oh, you're really trying. Let's do this and let's do that. And then when I went to put them both on my calendar, bloop, someone's got to go.
You have two options, in my opinion. You can go to the boring place with the fun person, because a fun person will make a boring place fun, but a boring person will make a fun place not fun. They'll suck the energy out of you. Or you could do my recommendation. You can take the fun person, ask them to change their plans to the fun place, cancel with the other friend, and tell them you're canceling because they're a bad friend. And if they do better, they might get to tag along with you and the fun friend. It's motivation for them, and it's transparency, which is good.
Yeah.
I think you should go with the person that you like more.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like your better friend or whatever.
Because that one already booked everything. While we were talking, he just sent me confirmation of the booking.
So now how are you going to tell the other friend?
Yeah. He's flaked so many times that I feel like me flaking now is fine.
Oh, yeah. Then it works out perfectly.
I feel like a terrible person though. And one of the things that I wanted to be like a kind I generally a kind person, but I wanted to be nicer this year. And I feel like this is not a good start.
What if they're both watching?
Oh, one of them don't know I have this channel. The one that I'm not going to choose doesn't know. The one.
Oh,
To be fair, I am booked for most of the weekend for the next 2 to 3 months, so I could be talking about anyone. So yeah. But the one I'm gonna choose don't know I have the one I'm not gonna choose though. Like I already have a decision because I'm gonna choose the friend who is a good friend. But I feel
yeah.
bad because I should have put this on my calendar and said yes and no when it was offered.
Oh, I'm so glad I don't have these problems ever because I don't go anywhere or do anything.
Oh
So
no,
it works out
no.
perfectly.
2024 is the year of travels. All right. Well, thank you all for not really being helpful because the decision was made as soon as the text came in. I don't know why I just put it out there. I guess I made a record of it to get dragged with. I think I probably want to be punished because now I put it out there and this is going to cause problems later. And I feel like that's me punishing myself. So that's that on that. All right. So before, in preparation for another live stream, which is the men's panel, apparently this is some high value men who are good men from our favorite podcast, and we're gonna watch it. By the way, Petty, your skin looks amazing. This is like really whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Kay, your face always looks good, but I just wanted to give Petty his flowers or whatever people call it.
Oh, Petty.
Yeah. Don't come too close because we might see.
So nasty
wouldn't
and
ask that
so
thing.
rude. So nasty and so rude.
Ah, but yeah, let's do it. Wait, Patty, why are you happy tonight? You're usually bummed.
What?
I haven't taken my Seroquel yet, so
All right. So on the stage, we have 4 good men, and they're gonna be. I haven't watched this. Let's be honest. I don't know what they're gonna be talking about. So it is what it is. We're watching this for the first time together. So I literally have no clue what high value men are looking for in a wife. So I'm assuming these are the high value men.
They're coming
Don't
on your.
No, they are not coming. I'm having a separate live. Sending love. Hi, K Petty and Themis. Hi, Wake Up Makeup. Thank you. All right. Are y'all ready?
Yep.
Prince Petty, are you ready?
yes.
Want that, meaning like somebody may be turning up, like promoter, and like however they get it, go where that person is. But I see a lot of nice gentlemen, a lot of nice women at these business conferences literally looking for people. Now, the other thing is I've never experienced this, but my partner Doug found his wife on Match. You said Tinder. It seemed like them apps must work. Just get with somebody to write the bio or something.
Gotcha.
But I really think that's critical. You should actually go where they are. And I tell like my brother's quote, JL say, whatever you tune into, you turn into, whatever entertains you train. You need to be going where these individuals are. If it's church, go to church. If it's a conference, and they will run into you. Like there somehow it's just going to happen if you stay in that arena long enough. And again, you may not want an entrepreneur. Go where I only know entrepreneurs.
Some corporate conferences out here.
That's what I'm saying. Go to some corporate conferences, and go to some retreats, some dating retreats and Facebook groups and stuff. But that's just what I would do if I was looking.
It felt like y'all dragged Jonathan. And when Jonathan told y'all that y'all needed to go in front of Morehouse Medical School to find a man, and this is what the men have been telling y'all. So I don't think it's fair for y'all to be dragging Jonathan. But that's all I gotta say here. Let's watch.
Wait, but when black women go into
Are willing to work for.
Go ahead.
when black women go into Morehouse, after those 3 black men are like got up, what about the other million black women who are partnerless?
Polygamy.
Oh, okay.
Umar. All right, let's do it.
For it. So this live podcast,
What's the honey?
the honey is the fella. the bay that goes with the bag.
There we go. I don't know where my mind was. That's what's up.
So we could not end this live podcast show without getting into the mind of a man or a few good men. So clap it up for the men one time, y'all.
Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We here.
Because they didn't even know what we were talking about, y'all. They sat down on this couch and said, well, what is it that we are talking about? So the fact that y'all just showed up for your girl without asking any questions.
Only for Cole. Y'all give it up for her. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. They were actually my guests at the very first live podcast I did in like 2018. And so I had to have y'all back. Neo is a surprise addition to the show. Give it up for Neo one time. All right. So before we get into it, give yourselves an introduction. What do you do and what is your relationship status? Because we want to know.
My name is David Chins. I have a podcast called Social Proof Podcast. I'm a content creator. That's what's up. Y'all can clap.
What percent of these four do you think have like a podcast / online business?
All 4 of them.
100%.
100%. Both of y'all say 100. I'm gonna say 3 of
75.
them and one of them might not.
Yeah,
Right?
75. I'm gonna go 75 too.
All right.
You know how I know?
Oh, you watched it?
No. Have you seen the man who is living out of his storage unit?
Oh my God! I need to do content on that. I
Oh,
should do a video
is
on that.
He decided instead of getting a 9 to 5, he's gonna start his podcast.
Period. And what about it? Period.
He
Period.
should. At this point, he already has like a following and everything.
All right. So people are dropping 100. People are dropping 75. Let's see.
Let's go on. Take them more clap. I have a content creation studio and a community that meets every single morning where I teach entrepreneurship. And I'm married, father of 2, one on the way.
Come on, one on the way.
You ain't been playing around. You start making some money, has babies. You know what I'm saying? I like it. Justin Owens, I live in Atlanta. I guess the relationship piece, we knocked it out first, dating right now.
Okay,
And business-wise, I have a clothing line, New ACOs. It has, the rapper, athlete, entrepreneur crossed out.
the original
Version of it. We got a brand called Run the Play. We teach people about leadership, high-level leadership, communication, relationship building, team building, and just overall serial entrepreneur. We got a lot of different businesses out there and help people scale them across the world.
I love it.
Now, he did say like he teach people. There's a podcast in there.
Y'all can clap it up.
God bless you all. I'm CEO Matty J, aka Mr. Document the Process. Yes.
The love is here. It's a bunch of love here.
Document the process.
I'm known for documenting my process and teaching people how they can do it too. Basically turning what they know into cash flow via education material, coaching programs, online programs, courses, things of that nature. I got most of my notoriety in the last 3 years from the car rental program that I launched in 2020 called Cars and Bars. But my primary focus is educational development. I'm married for 6 years to my amazing, lovely, beautiful wife, Erica. She's right there.
Oh, that's a good play. Nice.
All right. It sounds like an online. They said seminar thing, so I'm assuming this is like an online content creator too, right?
He coaches men to turn their knowledge into money. You know what that sounds like?
A scam.
No, I was gonna say a pyramid. Anyway, but it reminds me of I've watched like 2 or 3 of these now. These are so funny to me. It'll be like 100 it'll be millionaires and they'll be like asked questions like, if you went broke today, how would you make $1 billion in 6 months? First, I'd get an LLC, and then I'd take out $1 million loan, and I'd ask these people to flip that. Once they flip it, I'm gonna put it into the real estate. I'm gonna buy this house for $50, and then once I buy that house, I'm gonna flip it into $500,000 because of equity, and then I'm gonna move that. I'm gonna flip it, rent it out to 4 different people. I'm gonna hire them, pay them $50,000 a year, but they're each gonna make me $1 million a year. That's how I'm gonna become a billionaire. It don't make sense at all. It sounds like somebody got rich by being lucky, and now they want to sell advice to the people who ain't ever gonna be rich.
And the advice is what they're using to get rich, actually, telling people to go drop ship. But was that 3 out of 3 were like content creator-esques?
Yes.
All right. Girl, we're holding up for this last one. Let's do it.
Plug.
Yeah, that's what I do, and that's how I provide value.
My name Nehemiah. First, congratulations. I'm so proud. The podcast is lit. I'm just happy to be here.
Thanks.
I'm gonna be one of the official sponsors too. I'm just letting you know that now.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it here first.
Before they get to it.
But he a few thousand late, so he a few thousand late. I already sponsored.
No.
You know what I mean?
Y'all
You
can
heard what we
compete.
just
Y'all
said.
can compete. Okay.
That's one of my business partners, so we might work out together. But no, my name Nehemiah Davis, serial entrepreneur. I teach a lot of entrepreneurs just how to make more money online. My lovely wife is here, Sylvina.
So all of them are, but period. Y'all can't judge. Y'all are both podcasters too.
Yeah,
So
there's nothing, in this day and age, it's gonna happen. And
I'm
that's
looking
how you can scale your business and people are gonna
girl, are we done this, man? Are all of us just podcasters, high value men, entrepreneurs? Like, is that what period?
I
Who's
have a real job. Don't lump me in.
all the all these men are high value men. I don't know what they're talking about $50 billion for the economy. Please, we're giving the economy $50 billion, not taking it or costing 50. Period. Let's go. Black men, high value.
We've been married 3 years now. Been together like a lot longer, and I'm just happy to be here, and hopefully I can provide some more value.
Yes. All right. I'm excited to get into this conversation because I think too many women are having conversations amongst themselves about what men think and what men want without just talking to a man. And I've had the pleasure of being a homegirl to a lot of homeboys. I know all of y'all personally. And that is a blessing, I think, especially for a woman who is out here looking for something of substance to be able to have men of substance that she can tap into. So we
can I
often
quickly
talk about the red flags. Like women are talking about the red.
Can I quickly just commend this woman for not being like other girls? I know these other girls are just bitter girls giving each other advice, and that problem these days is women don't talk to men about
period.
So I just want to commend her for, just being not the same as other girls,
She's not friends with other girls. She's friends with men.
Do you know if she's available by chance or?
She's married, I think. It looks like on her finger.
I don't see. Huh?
It looks like on her finger she's married.
Oh, it's very small. I could barely see that. It must not be
serious.
No, I just thought men like to get things that, their wife would be proud to show off all the time.
See, what we're not gonna do is prejudge this panel. That's what we're not. No.
If that's all her husband can afford, or it might not even be about. It might not even be about what he can afford. To be fair, she might be okay with that. She might have been like, "Babe, get me the smallest one. I'm not material girl." Like
Aren't you a janitor? Aren't you a janitor? What can you afford? Let's do that.
I mean, I thought janitor salary was modest, but if that's what podcasters are buying, high value podcasters are buying, then hey, I might be some competition out here. But yeah, she said, "Babe, get me the small one. I'm not material." That's the problem with women these days. They're all material. They all want a big ring. Give me the smallest one on the shelf. Thanks, babe. I don't even want them to see it when they're reviewing this on their podcast. Like I just love that she's not like other girls. That's all I'll say.
Me too. And what about it? She's not like other girls. All right, let's continue. Petty, you play too much.
Flags for men, but I want to know, and y'all might have to think back a little bit because I know I got some married men up here. But what are some red flags that women display that we might not realize that we're throwing out there? Justin, you take it first since you in the date right now.
Yeah, I just left that world, so I can tell y'all.
Petty, come back. Why are you laughing?
Oh, finally, we could talk about something we haven't talked about before. What's the problem with modern women? Can we talk about that? I don't see anybody talking about that. I wanted something fresh with this podcast, something new, something to distract from this rinse. That's what I wanted. Like, yes, finally, someone having the real conversations. Yes.
She literally started off and said, "What are some red flags in women?"
Like, you know what I'm sick of? Women having conversations without men. Now that we have just men here and no women, what are the problems with women? Let's just invite all men to talk about women.
This don't make no sense. This don't make no sense. So you say women don't usually talk to men, and you call men up there not to talk about manhood and men and what makes a good man and none of that, right? You got them up there to tell them the red flags with women. Period. Period. Let's do it. This is new. Appreciate that, Petty. Let's go.
What world, Justin?
Well, let's keep going with the question.
Okay.
Let's just start there. I would say for me, it's attitude. Like some people are very they got a hot temper, attitude. Anybody that's like argumentative. The Bible tells you should seek peace, right? And there's some people that seek.
You know what I don't understand? I don't understand people who claim they own company and wear shirts with CEO and president on the
What?
front of their
You
shirt.
didn't see Bill Gates with his CEO shirt on? You didn't see Mark Zuckerberg with that one? No?
He
You didn't see
said, "You gonna
Jay-Z?
know I own some business. You gonna know."
Aw.
Do you think he knows what CEO stands for? Nope. He ain't never said that word out loud, each word.
Girl, this man said, "You gonna know I own something. Not sure what that thing is, but I am a CEO. You can tell I am by my shirt." Like,
What was
girl,
his business? I forgot.
girl, I don't know. So all of them have a podcast.
Oh, him with the CEO shirt, his business is he makes this perfume that makes men to the left of him look at him admirably, like loving and longing eyes. Like super strong perfume. Makes men to the left of him just really look at him with longing gaze in their eyes.
The dust is making me itch. Let's do it. Girl, I need a lawyer shirt. That's what I need. I need a shirt that says attorney. I need an Esquire shirt.
You should get
Y'all, y'all playing. Since we just wearing our professions on our shirts, let's just do it.
Yeah, just get the ESQ. That'd be cute.
Arguments, and so you just got to catch which one it is. And I throw this out too because I was married for 11 years before, and so I learned stuff about myself through that process, and then also red flags that I thought was like, this stuff sometimes you think it's just gonna go away, but it just magnifies. And so if a person is really argumentative, I think anybody's a nagger. It's not a thing for me. I think any lady that has too much time on her hands is a red flag too. Bible says
Too much time on their hands.
Yeah, it says an idle mind is the devil's
Great.
playground.
He gonna pull out the Bible verses on your ass. Okay.
I seen my
Can't
girl
argue with
with
him when he pull up the verses.
Yeah, but
you can't argue with him.
but that's for men and women though, but I think a person should be productive and growing. And I think the only other red flag is somebody that's just like I would call them like professional beggars.
Whoop.
Yeah. And what I mean by that is like there's some women that try to make you feel bad for not having something that they don't have. I saw somebody make a post recently and it was like, isn't it sad to date somebody that would have to wait to payday to do stuff? I was like, wait a minute. Wait to payday to do stuff. Everybody gets paid. And it's like, so now we're dogging people for having a job and they get paid consistently. Like, I don't understand how do you win then. So you don't have a job, I'm talking about you. You got a job where you get paid consistently, but it's not.
I don't think he understands what that means.
I think he understood, and as soon as he said it, he tried to backtrack.
Because like if you
he
have
was
to
like,
wait,
everybody has to wait for. Then he was like, wait a minute, if I say that, then I sound like I'm living check to check. Actually, we all have jobs. That's the vibe I got. I don't know, maybe not.
okay, that makes more sense because what he said initially, if you have to wait on payday to do something, it might mean you shouldn't be doing that thing. You know what I mean? Like, if your budget is such that you literally have to wait to payday, maybe that's not the thing you should be doing. And if someone is judging you for that, that's horrible, terrible. Don't judge people about their finances. But like, I can understand someone thinking, oh, you have to wait for your payday for us to go on a date. We probably shouldn't be dating because it sounds like it's a financial strain. Does that make sense? Like, that makes sense to me.
You don't think people in poverty should date? We don't know this man's financial situation.
He's a high value man, so.
Oh, understood.
Oh, period. Someone told it. Anyway, let's continue.
Enough. I'm talking about you. You make too much money now. You don't got no time. I'm talking about you. So I think you got to figure out what it is. But there are some people that are really good at dripping the fact that they don't have something and they need it from you. But when you find somebody that is like about their business and they're confident and they're open about their flaws, but also willing to work on them and grow, I think you found something you can work with.
Got you. Okay, so he gave us the red flags and the green. Anybody else? He covered.
Yeah, I was
So
say
that just came from my day. I tell you right now, it's real fresh.
I would say blame and the lack of taking accountability. So like never being able to say that you had a hand in whatever the issue is right now. So me and my wife, we have this practice where whatever the disagreement is, there's something I could have did better, but there's also something she could have did better.
Take notes, Stephen. These are the questions you need to be asking on the Schmen's panel. This is what us females Yo, I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to open Friday's panel asking what are some things you think women should do better. I think I might actually do this.
Yeah, do it.
I might do it. I might do it. Thank you. Mocha, you've been 10 months. Thank you.
And we need to start right there. So what did we do that we could avoid the situation? But some people just like everything is always someone else's fault, but that's like that kind of spills over into your life in general. Like when everything happens in your life or in
You're
your
a victim.
world, you're always a victim,
Mhm.
and that's one of the biggest red flags. We can't take accountability. That's a huge red flag.
Okay.
Will there ever be another conversation? Like, ever?
This
You
is
know?
what do you mean? This is a new and fresh conversation. We've never heard men speak before. So this lady have a podcast, and because we've never heard men speak before, she decided to get some good men on and ask the tough questions, the nuanced questions that no man has ever answered ever before, such as what are the red flags for women? So this is new and fresh.
You
Yeah.
know, I understood, like, during maybe, when we were all younger a long time ago, or maybe during the pandemic, how like there was a rise of,
Kevin Samuels.
stuff. But like, are we going to continue this like forever? I
Well,
need
period.
I need to start my podcast.
Well, period.
We talk about like, other things, just other stuff.
I
My-
absolutely
It's
I'm
just too
in
much at this point. Same thing.
I'm in agreement with Kay. I for one, especially in the Black community, I'm looking for some more stimulating conversation than what's been repeated over and over again. I wish, like, for example, I would rather them, if they get up here, can they talk about something more intellectual, like who should pay on the first date? If a man pays, does he deserve some after? Like, can we ask the intellectual questions already?
Right. We need to dig deep down and ask, what do you bring to the table? Period. So, like, I'm with you, Petty. And I think so often we don't actually engage in those kind of meaningful conversations. Like, should you date single mothers?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Wait, let's continue.
Accountability is definitely a priority for me. The ability to take account and take ownership, even if it's not your fault. Sometimes it's our responsibility, and it takes a lot of maturity, ability to accept that. So that's one of the huge values that I look for when it comes to any relationship. To be honest with you.
Okay, so before y'all saved lives as married men, back when y'all was out here wasting people's time, what were some signs? Because for women, sometimes a lot of times we make excuses. We like something in you, so we're willing to stick around and have our time wasted in hope of you get it together, you see our value one day. What are some things that women could maybe look for to be able to know whether their time is?
That's a strange way to put it. So as women, we stay around and let our times be wasted, as opposed to you are speaking to men. Why didn't you ask them why you stick around and waste women's time? Like, that's a very weird way of positioning that question when you're talking to the men you claim are wasting women's time.
See, and you were trying to say I was making fun of that ring. When your husband doesn't validate you, you have to seek it from somewhere else. That's why you ask these questions that you should be talking about amongst women to a panel of men. That's what I believe. If that ring was bigger, she wouldn't even have a podcast.
Yo,
She would be happy instead of seeking it elsewhere.
That's being wasted. Because obviously, when you found your wife, you did something different because you noticed something different. So, what were you doing before that to the women whose time you was wasting? Anyway,
My brother's in deep thought right now.
David's like, I'm not touching that one. Okay. You can feel free to pass the mic to me. I was about to say.
This is tough.
We might pass the mic.
Yeah. So the question is, what
are some ways that women will know if their time is being wasted?
I think they talked about it earlier. The 2:00 text. The 100%. Like, you know what it is. Like, we don't go outside much, or you're gonna go outside in the beginning, and this is going to happen. I think it's happened to everybody. You go out, wine and dine you, but once we get that thing, or you get that thing, it could be vice versa. The dates slow down. So it's almost like once you get in the house and you get in that.
You want to know in their explanation of the first question, they could do it. Why can't they do this? Like, why can't they answer what they do to waste women's time? Because that's the question she should just ask directly. I don't know what she's doing, going and coming around. But how do you waste women's time, and how can they tell that you're wasting their time?
A comfortable space. It's a lot of Netflix and chills. Let's just order something. But I mean, you just got to recognize that. I think men are hunters, and like there are certain animals that's not going to kill a struggling animal. They're not going to like pounce on somebody that's not healthy, right? So I'm not saying that women are healthy, but what I'm saying is we are hunters. Once we get it, we want the chase.
Yeah.
But some
I
some
would have asked him which
bad.
animals is he referring to? Because
I would have asked. I would have hung the phone up. Like, what do you? I don't know. Men
then
are
maybe the
hunters.
conversation could have taken a turn to nature and like the ecosystem. You know, there was a way out of this, but I think she missed her opportunity.
I mean,
KB, as always, y'all are amazing. Thanks for a great show. Oh, thank you. I'm trying to figure out what's happening. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm not going to repeat it because I don't know what he's talking about. Petty, you're the translator. Give it to us.
yeah, it's okay to answer your question. Humans are an animal. That could be who he's referring to because humans can be predators, as we know. He's even describing himself as one. I wouldn't describe myself as one or any of my friends, so I'm unsure of what he's talking about. But yeah, humans can be predators. And I think that's what he's saying. He's a predator, he said. And men are predators, he's saying, generally.
Plenty of animals actually do go after weaker prey.
Oh yeah, my when I was in high school, all of my girl friends, not like women who I was dating concurrently, but women who were my friends, well, girls who were my friends at that time because they were not grown, were telling me about grown men who were preying on them. So yeah, I definitely believe predators will go after weaker prey. I believe that absolutely.
So, does he believe that the quote unquote predators look around and say, too weak, too weak, too weak, strong enough? Is that what he thinks happened
Oh yeah, they'll say things like you're mature for your age. Absolutely.
Please remember to like the video. Apparently, I need to like actually say this with like the power of an alpha male. Can y'all like the video, please?
You cleared your voice first. I knew you were about to do that.
Because apparently you have to beg people to like a video. We're up here working. You know, this podcasting is what we need to do to survive in life. You saw all 4 men are podcasters. We just up here trying to do our best. But yeah, so apparently predators look around, and if you're too weak, they don't pounce. So that's that on that.
One time I was talking to that man KS on a podcast, and he said something about, or no, I mentioned bees because he was like, which animal has the female, being the leader or whatever. So I think, or no, I didn't say bees. I think another woman that was on the panel said bees. And he was like, I'm talking about animals. And I was like, actually, Kevin, bees would be considered animals, part of the animal kingdom. And it was just like me trying to like, get into the nature conversation. I think that right now, this is what that lady can do, because if that man is talking about animals like not going after weaker prey, that is absolutely not true. Plenty of animals do that. And it's called culling. I think wolves do it. I think Komodo dragon. There are plenty of animals that do that.
Okay, you think they're making up science? Just making stuff up? You really think they're just making stuff up? Just making it up? Okay, really? Come on now. Do you really think they're just up there making stuff up? Just making it up, just lying, just flat out, just telling a lie, not even based in anything scientific at all.
That's why I would have asked. And see, this is why people have thought that I was like being mean or something. Because when people say stuff that's like based on a false premise, something in my head makes me ask a question usually like, wait, what? Because we can't go on if it's a false premise. Like if I were her, the whole thing would have had to stop there because we would have had to like talk about that. But I don't know. But no, somebody in the comments said, was I on Kevin said, I was never on that man's show. I've never even seen his show. I've seen some viral clips, but he was on me and my friend Kayla's show. So,
Well,
you know.
okay, I assume you have a big ring. Small ring people don't interrupt men when they talk. That's what I learned from watching this. Who? Something's got to fill the space, so the men have to talk so that their speech fills the space, because that ring ain't filling no space in that room at all. Can't even see a little glimmer off of it.
Something else I'm wondering, is it because there are content creators who talk about all types of things, right? Is it because like when people get in a group, this has to be the conversation for like maybe like a certain age range of people gets together in a group and it has to be like about this? Because I've
This
seen
lady is a married woman, and she's on here flexing on you single women, and she's teaching y'all how to get a man.
Yeah,
So that's why they're doing it, Kay.
I wish that people would understand that like you can't tell somebody else. Like you have to just be yourself to get the man that you're supposed to have.
No, that would require sincerity and care for yourself and agency and believing in who you are. No. To get a man, you gotta be her. You gotta do it like she did.
And then wonder why like things go wrong. Because if you not being your actual self, this leads me to another question. And this is a question that I think I'm not trying to get off the topic of this. I mean, I am kind of, but like, I think that all lying is rooted in fear. Would y'all agree with that?
All lying is rooted in fear. No.
When would it not be? When would it not be?
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence, Kay.
I laughed.
I'm thinking about like little white lies where you don't want to hurt someone's feeling, but it's not like fear that they'll be mad or upset. It's just like
but aren't you scared that you're gonna hurt their feelings, so you lie?
I feel like if you use that logic, fear animated everything then. Because like I could use that for like anything. So like, is there any movement not based on fear? And no matter what you say, I will say, well, maybe you didn't want to. If you stayed there long enough.
No, that is not the same thing.
Welcome, Yamek. All right, go ahead. I think I know what you're saying, but like it feels
Can you explain it in my type of way?
I do it. No, you do it.
No, you do it, because we do have the same type of thoughts, but you can probably explain it better.
No, because I understand the idea of like fear animating a lie, because if you weren't fearful, then you would tell the truth. So if someone comes and asks you a question, the truth is what you should say. The question is, why wouldn't you tell the truth? And the only reason, I'm assuming you were thinking that one could find to not tell the truth if you dig far enough, is fear of rejection, fear of making someone sad, fear of whatever fear. But if you define fear that way, like someone can lie literally to hurt you. Would that be fear? Like I lied to you because I want to cause you pain. What's the fear there? Like if I say you are so ugly, that is a lie. I'm lying because I want to hurt you. Am I fearful?
But why do they want to hurt you?
Oh, because I just wanted to.
I mean, well, if you have like what is it called? Where you just want to hurt people and you have no conscience. What am I talking about? Like if you're one of those people, I think that's a more rare occurrence, right?
No, I'm just saying, like, insofar as if I am arguing with you and I want to hurt you and I just said something just to be mean, am I being fearful in that sense?
Maybe you're worried about how they'll be if they are confident or if they're not feeling dragged.
See how far you have to stretch
that's why I said at the root, not at the trunk, not at the leaves.
No, but that's when I say if you stretch it that far back to get hurt, or fear rather, you can use that for anything. Like, the reason you tell the truth is because you're fearful. The reason you show up to work is because you're fearful. The reason you love is because you're fearful. The reason you care is because you're fearful.
I don't know.
We'll do it. Let's discuss it some other
Yes,
time then.
because you know,
'Cause
you're when you say it like that is a good point. I'm not saying that it's not. But I don't know. I think it's just a little different. I have to think about that more.
All right. Well, we'll
Yeah.
come back to it. I'm here for a good convo. People lie for what they're honest won't get. Being honest won't get them, period. People lie because they're weak in. Let me stop. Due to ego, most men marry women that are slightly, I think you meant, dumber. but, but But service-oriented baby mamas will be made along the way. End situationships. Goldman Sachs 2024. Again. All right, let's go.
Up front. And now there's nothing to chase. I don't even got. You're giving me everything. You're giving me everything. You washing my clothes. You coming over cooking. Like.
Thanks.
And now I don't have to marry you because I'm getting what I want without any type of commitment.
Yeah.
And then and a lot of times never mind. Let me just.
Never mind.
I mean, and here's the thing. I don't think it's intentional. I don't think it's like, all right, I'm gonna get with her. I'm at sex. You're gonna wash my clothes. I don't think that's the intention. But once the chase is over, you have to chase something else. So I was blessed to be in my entrepreneurial space and chasing my wife. And in 6 months, I married her. Here's the reason. One, I knew she was the one, but I saw my old habit coming back where I can find someone perfect, what I want, and then I'm going to find something wrong with that person, and then I'm going to start the cycle over again. So for me, I don't know if you're going to find a man that has this type of realization, or maybe you can have the conversations, but I have this pattern. No matter how good the woman is, you get used to something. And I told myself, if I don't make a commitment, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to lose an amazing woman because she wasn't the type to sit around and play with me. So 6 months later, actually, I met my wife on Tinder. I didn't know Tinder was what y'all thought it was. Okay. Actually, Cole wrote my bio. Like, we were together one day. She wrote my bio. She was like,
David, you ain't getting no girls with this, bro. Let me help you out.
She rewrote my whole bio on Tinder. And I think
wait a minute. If he was on Tinder, which nothing wrong with it, whatever, that just defeats like the argument he said earlier about animals and wanting to chase. Like Tinder, people that are there are looking to be dated, right? So if you're looking to chase somebody, why would you? They obviously want, especially, don't you have to match with the person to show for them to see you or whatever? Like, so then that's not him hunting and chasing and doing all that stuff.
Yeah. So wait. Thank you, Bullet Mag, chasing STD. Apparently, I'm on Tinder and a whole bunch of dating apps. Please note, I am not the one. The two are the three. So if you think you're matching with me and talking to me, it is not me. People send me pictures of me on Tinder, girl. It ain't me. I'm flattered that someone will use my picture, but please report whoever is doing that. All right, go ahead, Betty.
What?
Yeah, I'm surprised that's what you focused on, Kay. I focused on, after 30 years of hurting women over and over and over again, I learned a lesson. I'm very glad that he left a wake of broken women for him to learn that, hey, maybe I should be faithful to the person I'm in a relationship with. I read somewhere, it was on some TikTok, and this lady was rolling her eyes at men who are like 30 and 40 years old on a podcast, discovering these epiphanies that girls had when they were like 7. And that's what I feel here. He was like, oh my God, I realized maybe I should stop cheating on all these women. I was about to cheat on my wife, and then I was like, wait, if I cheat on her, I might lose her, just like the last one I cheated on, and the one before that, and the one before that, for these past 30 years. So maybe I should try loyalty and discipline, and I don't know. It's a wild concept. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad he came to that epiphany, and it only took like 30 years of breaking women's heart for him to find that. Good for him.
And she sat there and helped him write his bio in his Tinder profile. So she's just up there. She might, hopefully not, but she might just be a light-skinned Keisha watching her friends cheat on all these women while she's just sitting there saying, well, at least it's not me.
Come on, Fingers. We know that girls with big, beautiful, luxurious rings don't cheat on their husband. And come on, let's stop pretending like she's gonna do that.
What does light-skinned Keisha mean? What does a light-skinned Keisha mean?
Oh, that's someone's name.
Oh,
She
She
I
has a
thought
podcast.
light skinned Keisha. I'm pretty sure she her best friend became her husband. I don't know. I just know it's messy, and she was
Yeah, her best
with
friend
somebody.
became her husband, and her best friend, who is her not husband, fiance, they are engaged now, and she's pregnant, and his baby mother is out there dragging both of them. She wasn't dragging Keisha, but she was dragging him, and then she was on a podcast, Light Skin Keisha, that is, talking about how her and Coco Van Gogh, which is the baby daddy, they were friends, and she watched him cheat on other women and cheat on them, and she laughed about it and said, I'm glad you got that out of your system because I ain't going. So now they're engaged after watching him cheat on all of his girlfriends. So, period.
thought it
Oh,
was
and
like,
she was trying to convince him that he wasn't cheating, and he was like, "No, I cheated on all of them and made them feel like the mean girl." And she said, "No, you didn't." And he was like, "Yes, I did." And then she laughed, and she was like, "You know what? Yeah, you did. I was there when you cheated on all of them B words. Yeah, sure did. Definitely made a video about it because I'm watching that video age like fine wine."
huh.
Let's continue.
You married her 6 months right after
6 months. Let's go.
So I think, were you about to say something?
No, you go ahead.
I think for me, what I've been doing lately, and this just in general, and I don't know if this fully translates, this might have to happen after the first date, but I think you need to get very clear on what you want from the beginning. So it's like I'm struggling right now. My 16-year-old is like dating somebody like hurts my heart. Like it burns but I had a clear conversation, like, and again, I can't say what's for her, but here's how I see this going. She's 16, you're 18. There's certain things that are just not going to happen in a month, 2 months, 3 months, if y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So as an adult, I think even ladies, like, you may just got to set just say if you're celibate, right? I'm letting you know that from the beginning. Because now you ain't even gonna waste my time if you know I'm here just for one thing only, right? So I think that's one thing. And the second thing, I just want to say this. For me, I waited to get married so long, and I think because I never saw the successful marriage. So that wasn't a part of the question, but I want to say that because sometimes, like, I commend you for doing it in 6 months, but I didn't see nobody around me ever get married, so I just never felt like, I'm like, why do I actually need to do that? So it took me I was with my wife a long time before we actually got married, but one of my reasons was I never saw the successful marriage. I like to follow people who did something first. So I don't think
my hack was too, this was really cool, and this could be a hack for you all. Me being around, like Neil said, me being around other married men, sometimes you got to bring your boyfriend around other married couples because it's a different conversation and it's an inspiration.
That's the hack right there.
Thank you, Donnie.
Is this a different conversation happening amongst married men right now? Does it sound like a different conversation? They said you bring your boyfriend around married men because of a different conversation. Is this the different conversation?
I reject that anyway because my friend just
If you said her ring one more time, I'm removing you from the screen.
no. Why would I? No, my friend just broke up with someone because he didn't get anything for her birthday or do anything at all, and this has been an ongoing problem with him not showing affection in any way, not just gift giving. And she was like willing to work with him as he like addressed these issues, and I was like, why work with somebody like why? Oh, just this man just said bring your boyfriend around married men and that'll make him want to marry. He don't want to marry you.
Right.
Oh my God, if I just convince him to marry me, everything will be so good. I'll be in a good marriage just like these men up here.
He don't want it, so we're gonna pressure him into wanting it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make him want it. Hey Sin, welcome. I saw your video on Patreon the other today, actually. If y'all haven't seen that, y'all should y'all should go see the Patreon video. Can the moderators drop the Patreon link? That was funny.
So so Donnie and her significant other, we get together all the time, like me and my wife, and like married couples, right? So once you get that person around that conversation, that becomes the influence. Because otherwise, if they're around single men, what do you think that influence is? So you got to figure out how to like bring that person around married couples, so that conversation is different.
Yeah. I think well, let's clap for that because that's true, for real.
A red flag to watch out for. I think it's kind of what Neil said, like expectations. Like if it's just about a booty call, I think you should say that. If you're looking for a relationship, I think you should say that. I think there's a thing where people are like, I feel like it's almost like a business sometimes, or like life and relationships are kind of the same. Where somebody's like, I was in a bad business, so I don't want to get another one and lose again. We're like, well, you can't jump in this business talking about the last one. And so I hear a lot of people saying, I want to get in a relationship because I don't want to waste no time. Well, a lot of people that I know initially when they were dating, they were wasting time. And then they got to know the person. They're like, man, I don't want to waste no more time. I want to spend some time with this person a little bit more. Because I do believe, like, if a person is dating around, naturally, you found a person that you want to spend more time with, you'll start cutting off those other people and nobody really has to say anything. So if you, I think one red flag is a person keep disappearing for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then coming back, hey, I'm back, my bad. It's a story. I mean, it's probably, you can have something going on.
That ghosting. How many of y'all been on Google? Like, why do men ghost? That's like such a, why y'all be doing that?
But I don't know if it's ghosting. I think you really, like, it's like sales. You have to, like, some people, they delay the sales process because they don't want to ask the question. It's not because they don't want to ask the questions, because they're scared of the answer. And I think there's a lot of people in a relationship, like, you can just really ask the question, like, yo, what is this? Are we building something? Are we just messing around? Like, let me know. And the answer will tell you everything. Anything other than we're serious is messing around. And then now you have that information. You got to do something with it.
Yeah, you got to do something with that answer. Like I've been in situations. Well, I ain't really date nobody before my wife, but I said one time, I don't really know.
Right? Yeah.
It'd be a loss.
Yeah. I got one more too after you finish.
Okay. You want to go now?
No, because I'm not gonna forget.
I'm excited. So I've had the question of what are we, and I'm dancing around the answer. I mean, I think we just chilling, getting to know each other, and the person stays around, which tells me you ain't going nowhere anyway. The way I'm answering the question tells you I'm not really trying to be serious with you. Now, there are some scenarios where I say, well, I don't really want nothing serious. And they say, well, this ain't the thing for you. And now I'm on her line every day. Like, yo, hold on. I didn't mean it like that. I just remember those scenarios. But I think that the lady said it perfectly. Knowing your worth, and you don't got to chase nobody, and you got to accept what they say. Like, if you know this ain't the direction that you're going in, you got to be willing to let that go. You just got to be willing to let it go. So,
yeah, I just thought of another one too. It's like, if they don't bring you out nowhere in public, I think that's a big one. Like, especially, no, for real, because there's some people
outside the city.
Outside, like, it's like we go to a date and then we go, you know what I'm saying? But like, eventually, and I'm not saying it's a rush thing, because I believe in like taking my time, and because like the first time I was married. Well, when I was married, first time it was like a quick joint, and I'm glad yours worked out. Mine was a little different experience, but we both had to grow. No, it's not even our fault. It's definitely I had a lot to learn in that process. But when you getting serious with somebody, you want to bring them around the people that you care about, because you want to see how everybody vibes and connects and stuff as well. Because like the worst thing you want to do is be dating somebody silently for a year and a half, 2 years, and bring them around and they falling out with everybody. So it's like eventually somebody should bring you around, at least a brother or a sister or somebody, one of their best friends. And if you start seeing that, but if you start seeing them at a lot of events, public events.
Mr. CEO is user and manipulator. That's the vibe I also get. But not only that, like I'm listening to Baldhead here, and ooh. I'm listening to Glasses. Well, two of them have glasses. I'm listening to this one right here. And he's like, I respect the women who, when I told them, when I'm trying to fidget around and not give them an answer, they reject me, right? And they say, okay, if you're not doing anything, I'm gone. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to be all over her line. You didn't marry any of them, so that didn't really help. So I don't know what you're talking about. But separately, isn't this a conversation about men now that why? Like my next question is it possible for men to like stand up and say what they mean to these women if the women are unwilling to like ask the right question? And I think they would say no, because I'm getting what I want. So why would I tell them the truth? And I feel like that's where the conversation needs to go.
It's rooted in fear. If they tell the truth, they won't get what they think. They won't get what they want. Yeah. But honestly, if they were confident about it and just were telling the truth, they probably would get what they wanted. In fact, like when you lie, you absolutely attract what you don't want. Maybe not right away, but eventually what you don't want is coming if you're lying to somebody. Then you're going to be on a podcast complaining, I didn't know, she was crazy, because you did all this lying and you attracted someone that you didn't even want. Because if you would have been telling the truth, you probably wouldn't have attracted her. You would have gotten someone who would have been more in line with whatever it is that you actually are looking for. Then you don't have to go on saying, oh, these women, they're crazy, or whatever people say about people that, you know.
Yeah. My daddy shows black men marry when one headed to jail, 2, mom is dead or dying, 3, he needs help and his looks are fading. My theories has been tested since 2010.
That you could have been invited to, but you weren't. You probably just not there yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just keeping it on it,
So we've all heard,
That's a fact.
You got something, Maddie? cracking up. We've all heard, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. To me, that means that you are a wife when you're found, right? So what are some of the things that your wife was displaying that made you say, and this is for everybody, but that made you say, I can't play with this one? Like, what were some of those things that you weren't willing to lose, so you weren't playing around, wasting her time, trying to see how much you could get away with or how you could get over?
For me, I know this is just me, right? I went through her Instagram and she ain't had no sexy pictures like that.
Ooh, say it one more time.
That joint did something for me. I'm not gonna lie. There wasn't no shorts. There wasn't no looking back at it pictures. For me personally, if that's on your page, I'm not judging. I'm just saying that I went down. It was like family, friends, like dressed well. I said, "Ooh, ain't nobody see what I'm about to have." That was big for me. So.
Big bar. That's a big bar.
Yep.
No comment. No comment.
No. All my friends in the group chat, all these men, they always send me these girls' Instagram, and we always be talking about it in the men's group chat. They be like, "Ooh, look, she got her kids in this photo. Look, she's with her mom in this one." Ooh, like, yes, this happens in the male group chats all the time, ladies. It's true. We're always looking at these women with families like, "Ooh, I'm gonna marry that one." Ooh.
No one see what I'm about to have. Period. Y'all better own these women. All right, let's move. Let's continue. Let's keep it moving.
Maddie is out of this conversation.
So for me, I think when I felt my wife at the time, I didn't know she was gonna be my wife, but she was making more money than me, first off. And the second thing is, like, she was willing to get her hands dirty. I'm talking about everybody not willing to get their.
Oh yeah, she paid all the bills. She was the breadwinner while I was unemployed, and she was outside digging up the garden, and yeah, she was mowing the lawn, taking the trash out. Finally, a real woman.
A real
I'm gonna marry this one. She's not like those other girls. That's interesting.
I know I'm muted. I fully know I'm muted. And I'm going to go back and mute and say what I got to say.
Oh my goodness.
I said B word. I didn't actually say it. But back on mute.
Oh my goodness. It's okay if these people want what they want, right? But the problem is just I don't know. I think I'm just tired of this particular conversation on podcasts. I had a lot of that for a couple of years, and I don't know, but I don't know.
No, yeah, his wife, strong woman, really strong. Oh, she has a back on her. She had the hoe outside just digging up the yard, raking up the yard.
She said they're not afraid to get dirty. Period.
If she works hard, someday she'll have a ring. Never mind. Let me not bring
if
up.
you work hard enough, someday her ring size might increase.
I wonder what he's talking about.
Timothy, you should have heard what I said. Y'all should have heard what I said. Ain't no way. And I knew he would be the 1, 2, and the 3. I looked at them men on the panel and I said, I bet you. I didn't think he would say it. But I kind of, in my mind, I saw all their wives. I saw all their wives. And his was the clearest one. I saw his clear as day. Tell us about your wife, sir.
I felt my wife at the time, I didn't know she was gonna be my wife, but she was making more money than me, first off. And the second thing is, like, she was willing to get her hands dirty. I'm talking about everybody not willing to get their hands dirty. I'm talking about she outside scrapping metal with me. she go sell some fruit, gonna sell some t-shirts. Like for me, that's important. Like, because I said right now, everything is good right now. We got 4 kids. But if we lost it all tomorrow, we will go back to the trenches and do whatever it takes. So for me, if you can't go back to the trenches with me, like, yeah, she got the Lambo truck, she got whatever she wanted. My wife don't care about a material thing. You could miss her with anything material. But I know we could lose everything tomorrow, go back in the trenches. If she got to go get a job, whatever it takes for us to get back. So that was something very important for me. And I noticed that earlier on versus a lot of my people I know, I was seeing them get with people and they was with them strictly for money. Straight, like, let me see what I could get out of this relationship. And I've never, ever had that feeling. And I can name on my hand 5 times. I don't even think I can name 5 times where my wife ever asked me for anything. Like, can you pay for my hair? I can't name right now, all of these years, 5 times.
What? Wait, I don't know where this is going.
This is a flex. This is not a flex.
Oh, so y'all are jealous of his wife. That's what it sounds like, Kay. It sounds like y'all are jealous.
Wait, was he being literal or is that some kind of like...
Yes, literal. His wife walk outside with the bonnet on and he say, baby, go get the cement trunk. Let's build this driveway. And she go and do it.
He said,
You're jealous.
What did he say? I mean, there's nothing wrong with...
He said the cement truck.
Look, as long as you got the ring, as long as you got... She worked to be a wife. You think being a wife means that you sit at home? No, being a wife means you work. You get up every single day and you work and you work and you work. What do you mean? Period. Let them know. Let them know. She showed you that she is a strong woman. A strong...
I thought you were supposed to make people...
if everyone hasn't noticed, I have a hard time knowing when things are serious or not. I think a lot of things are literal. So I just have no idea sometimes. So like in this case, is he talking about like she was literally scrapping metal and selling fruit?
Yes.
Or was that a thing that means something that I don't know about?
Girl, if you think I'm not going to replay this entire segment, you have another thing coming. I am replaying. I am replaying.
All right, babe. Extra labor today. We're going to be harvesting the fruit. Get out there and work that.
Hey, so then if she makes more money than him, was he saying with all her jobs combined?
Yes. All of them, and the 4 kids, and his dreams too. She does all of it.
The grid to altar pipeline. Period. Period. 2 L's. Girl, you gotta have a grit. You have to work. If it's really a passion, would you give the world for this? And by this I mean ring. This ring. Period. Period.
So that was something very important for me. And I noticed that earlier on versus a lot of my people at Lambo truck. She got whatever she wanted. My wife them are willing to get their hands dirty.
Now, what fruits is she selling to have a Lamborghini truck? Or was he saying that she had like a lot of... just keep playing it. I'm confused.
Look, Sage, thank you so much. Ultimate Enigma red belt falls into the number 3 of my theory, shame and disgrace. Look. Let's hear this. Because he's about to... I thought he was trying to drag, but apparently he's not dragging. This is a compliment. So let's readjust our minds and try to see it as the compliment that it is. Remember when that man came online and said, happy anniversary to my wife who I'm trying to get rid of, but she keeps coming back even though I give her every reason not to come back. Now he's out here cheating with his co-star from the Morning News Network. Y'all remember that? Because I don't forget things. He came out, the anchor, what's his name? Doesn't matter. Came out and he made a post saying, just want to say happy anniversary or happy birthday, one of them happy something, to my wife. She's lovely, amazing, even though I gave her every TJ Holmes. Even though I gave her every reason to leave me, she stuck by me and she's a strong woman and I keep giving her reasons to leave, but she keeps staying. And then he thought you're cheating with his co-host. I was like, girl, I could have told you were cheating from that. I literally read that and said, yeah, he cheating. And she found out multiple times. But anywho, that's what this is giving. This is giving humiliation.
Yeah, he about to tell us how his wife also sells 50 cents rings on the side of the highway. Guess who bought one?
Selling orange on 195, collecting trinkets for coins. Period. All right, yeah, let's come together because we got to hear this. We got to hear this.
Maddie is out of this conversation.
So for me, I think when I found my wife at the time, I didn't know she was gonna be my wife, but she was making more money than me, first off. And the second thing is, like, she was willing to get her hands dirty. I'm talking about everybody not willing to get their hands dirty. I'm talking about she outside scrapping metal with me. She gonna sell some fruit, gonna sell some t-shirts. Like, for me, that's important. Like, because I said right now, everything is good right now. We got 4 kids. But if we lost it all tomorrow, we will go back to the trenches and do whatever it takes. So for me, if you can't go back to the trenches with me, like, yeah, she got the Lambo truck, she got whatever she wanted. My wife don't care about a material thing. You could miss her with anything material. But I know we could lose everything tomorrow, go back in the trenches if she got to go get a job, whatever it takes for us to get back. So that was something very important for me. And I noticed
if we go back to being broke, she will do whatever it takes to get us back to where we need to go. She will go get a job because, girl. I just don't understand.
So he feels safe and secure knowing that if things go wrong, she will be able to take care of them.
Yeah, she will take care of them. She will lift them up and carry them.
She's gonna melt down that scrap metal and make make a ring. I'm sorry. I'm jealous of her ring, actually. That's why I keep bringing it up.
Yeah, I like these women laughing. I think all of these women are jealous of this wife. This specific wife. People are just jealous of this wife. That's what it is. Paying you to stop torturing us. Girl, no.
Yes, please wake up, makeup. I feel the same way. I don't understand, and I'm here on the panel. I don't know about this and what they're talking about. I guess, you know what? Let's just see what the rest of the sentence is. I don't even know what is this lead to? What is he talking about?
Well, let's hear all of it for posterity.
So for me, I think when I found my wife at the time, I didn't know she was gonna be my wife, but she was making more money than me, first off. And the second thing is, like, she was willing to get her hands dirty. I'm talking about everybody not willing to get their hands dirty. I'm talking about she outside scrapping metal with me. She gonna sell some fruit, gonna sell some t-shirts. Like, for me, that's important. Like, because I said right now, everybody willing. I think when I found my wife at the time, I didn't know she was gonna be my wife, but she was making more money than me, first off. And the second thing is, like, she was willing to get her hands dirty. I'm talking about everybody not willing to get their hands dirty. I'm talking about she outside scrapping metal with me. She gonna sell some fruit, gonna sell some t-shirts. Like, for me, that's important. Like, because I said right now, everything is good right now. We got 4 kids. But if we lost it all tomorrow, we will go back to the trenches and do whatever it takes. So for me, if you can't go back to the trenches with me, like, yeah, she got the Lambo truck, she got whatever she wanted. My wife don't care about a material thing. You could miss her with anything material. But I know we could lose everything tomorrow, go back in the trenches if she got to go get a job, whatever it takes for us to get back. So that was something very important for me. And I noticed that earlier on versus a lot of my people I know, I was seeing them get with people and they was with them strictly for money. Straight, like, let me see what I could get out of this relationship. And I've never, ever had that feeling. And I could name on my hand 5 times. I don't even think I could name 5 times where my wife ever asked me for anything. Like, can you pay for my hair? I can't name right now, all of these years, 5 times in one hand where she said, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? she gonna go get on a bus. She would do anything.
What?
It's funny because he's like, man, I'm sick of these women who just want to use you for money. And then that's right after he's talking about, oh, she'll drive the cement truck for me and she'll scrap metal for me and she'll get a job for me. Like, that's crazy. That's
The
wild.
way I thought my camera was off just now. Girl.
Wait, I don't understand why he would want to. Now, I don't know him, so maybe I'm wrong. But from what he's saying, it seems like he wants to be useless in this situation. Like, of no use to her at all. Like, there's nothing she needs to ask him for. He's not going to be the one she's going to depend on because she's going to do it all herself, right?
I mean, we were talking about how Black men undervalue Black women's contribution. So he's now valuing it. He's saying, you know what? Come here. I respect your work. I respect how strong you are. Carry me. We're good. Demas, please come forward. I just did voice of reasoning. Thank you. Go ahead.
Why, as any person in a relationship, would you want to render yourself useless? Like, I don't understand.
In fairness, he's probably saying, like, I provide the other things in the relationship and she provides the labor, the money, the protection, and I do the other things.
I don't know. Can he come on this show and explain?
Let's reach out to him.
Who is he? Does anybody in the chat have a connection to this man?
His thing came up in the beginning. Someone in the chat, moderators, let's reach out. Let's ask him to come on the men's panel because I have questions for him and his wife. Because we said if Black men shouldn't disrespect Black women's work, so I'm assuming he's like, look, I'm not disrespecting Black women's work. I'm actually, I think your job and your education does matter to me. It matters so much that I need you to do well because the way we're gonna be in the trenches, you're gonna have to pull us out. So period. Your wish is his command.
I think if he came on the panel or any of these people,
I would like him. This is his personal experience. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, people that is their experience. It's no problem. But I think people might how people are like, Kay is always in the middle and she doesn't say anything. Like, I think that when people have these points of views and stuff, it brings out the side of me that a lot of people.
Wait, why do you hate this? What's wrong with this man being taken care of by his wife?
You know what? My thing is, I don't have an issue with him wanting to be taken care of by his wife, but I guarantee if you ask him that, that's not what he will admit to.
What do you think he's going to say? It's 50-50.
I don't even think he would say 50-50. I think that he would say she probably proved herself and now he gives her whatever. I don't know what he would say, but I would be very interested in knowing. That's why I think he should come on the show.
I think his language is very specific. In if he attempts to hide, this would annoy me. If he would attempt to hide that he is a wannabe, in the way of he looks to his wife as the provider in this way. If he tries to hide that, that would annoy me because he's gleeful, and I think he's propping his wife up, and I think in his mind that's what he's doing. But he's also not taking.
I hope he says whatever it is that he what we're talking about right now. I hope he clarifies it in the next part of this segment.
Let's hear it. He's a pretty red dime, so period. Come through. These want to be trad wives so bad, period. I mean, you say they want to be trad wives so bad, but it seems like they are. Is this the Black love Amari with Gabe? Stop. I like Amari. I definitely went to her state and forgot.
Who is Amari?
We interviewed her last week.
No, not Amari. That's not her name.
What's her name?
Amani.
Sorry. My bad. Amani, I like you. It is what it is. And I will not be making a public apology.
And before we got here, she already had a daughter, and it was like she never asked for anything, struggling and everything. She was just going, "I'm gonna go figure this thing out and not ask for nothing." So, not saying I didn't give anything, but that was big for me. because I was struggling too. Like I had businesses, but I wasn't making a lot of money when I started these businesses when I first started freaking 13 years ago. So it's like, or 12, however long it was. But just the idea that you can find somebody that's just ready to grind for you, that's important to me. Like nothing else is more important to me than somebody ready to go get it with you by any means.
I know of him. He's from Philly. Don't think his wife is black though. Look, if his wife is not black, I would be very surprised. But you could be right.
I would support it. I would support it. We gonna
no. I would too. What do you mean?
Reparations one way or another.
Girl, log out. Log out. Log out. No.
Maddie, you got something for us? He done passed his mic. You done look all around. What you got?
I'm enjoying the conversation. This is a good conversation. So for me, when I met Erica in 2015, I was focused on business development, focused on income impact for other people. However, I realized after I started tapping into the personal development that only way to really develop a person is somebody has to expose you. Somebody has to expose your flaws. And I'm around people who just show a lot of love and appreciation.
I got that photography reference.
Everybody,
was that a photography reference?
From whom?
Expose, develop.
From Red Hat.
Yeah.
I don't know what Hat talking about. It's very difficult to follow him, but I'm going to try again.
But was that like, was he doing?
Let me listen to Hat and glasses. Hat, glasses, and earrings. Let's hear it.
Development. That only way to really develop a person is somebody has to expose you. Somebody has to expose your flaws. And I'm around.
See, he was really proud of that reference that he did. No,
anybody who's been.
I do get the reference now. I didn't hear it the first time. That's a good catch. Eyebrows, period. Petty, do you shape up your eyebrows?
Not lately, no.
You should do it like his. He has like a cut right here.
They look boneless. It might be the video quality.
What does boneless mean, Petty, for eyebrows?
His eyebrows look fall off the bone. Have you ever had meat that just like fall off?
I think my eyebrows are boneless.
Huh?
I think my eyebrows are boneless.
Yeah, but you know how to do them well. And people. Maybe it's a trend. I don't know. Maybe he's doing a trend.
But you should do a slit in between because apparently that's the new thing. It's the new fashion. And wear a red hat.
I used to have 4 reviews with my boss.
Oh, you don't need a job. Get a podcast. Hey, Mr. Ferrick, period. It does. Petty, all you have to do is go yachting and you'll get some money.
I went.
Knows that the person knows you best is your spouse, somebody who lives with you. So one of the biggest things that allowed me to recognize that she's not to be played with was focusing on, most people focus on business development and they might go as far as personal development, but they don't tap into spiritual development. So one of the biggest things that she focused on was making sure that she was spiritually grounded. She didn't just put in her bio, put God first. She ran to play for real. And how I knew she ran to play is when we went to, when we were first dating, I lived in Atlanta and she lived in LA. And All
right, I'm going to stop you right there. You lived in Atlanta and she lived in LA. I'm going to go ahead and say the glasses, the hat, the eyebrows, the earring, it's all coming together. I'm getting a very specific story. Scrap Metal's doing her job and his. How fat, period. I'm getting, do you have a story to tell us, Petty?
You said he's from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Is that where TD Jakes is from?
Swallowed. Have you heard?
I liked when he said swallowed.
Yeah, it gave personification to the church, I believe. I think he did something very important.
Girl, all right, period. So we all are in one accord. Got it.
Asked her if she goes to church. She said she does go to church, but I wanted her to go to the church I go to. So I sent her the address, and the last experience I had, relationships didn't work out because they didn't want to go to church. My wife, she ran the play. Not only she ran the play, all she talked about was how amazing the study was, her realizations, and it just changed. It changed the game for me, making me realize that she focuses on the spiritual before the business.
Love it.
Thank
Okay, so for your single friends, your single lady friends, right? Your sis who wants to become a wife, what is your best piece of advice for her? As
All right, so everyone, listen up. Listen up. Because I think this might be the most important part. We only have 10 minutes, so I'm going to have to give them a lot of room to speak. These are married men, so you have to give them deference. And they're teaching women now, they're going to tell you what you need to do to be a wife. So, enough. No, no. Let's go.
a married, formerly married, gonna be married again one day, man, like knowing what you know now, being in marriage, what is your advice for the single women?
I don't know if this is the best piece of advice, but I would really say you should go where, if you desire a certain man, I would go there. Like, I think you could find a nice man at a business conference, right? I think, right? So I would say you should go. You probably not, I don't know if you're going to find your guy at Magic City.
You might.
So now, if you want magic, guy, if you want that, meaning like somebody may be turning up, like promoter, and like however they get it, go where that person is. But I see a lot of nice gentlemen, a lot of nice women at these business conferences, literally looking for people. Now, the other thing is, I've never experienced this, but my partner Doug found his wife on Match. You said Tinder. It seemed like the apps must work. Just get with somebody to write the bio or something.
Gotcha.
But I really think that's critical. You should actually go where they are. And I tell, like my brother's quote, JL said, whatever you tune into, you turn into, whatever entertains you train. You need to be going where these individuals are. If it's church, go to church. If it's a conference, and they will run into you. Like somehow it's just going to happen if you stay in that arena long enough. And again, you may not want an entrepreneur. Go where I only know entrepreneurs.
Some corporate conferences.
All right. So his advice is to go where the men's are, to be seen by them. In the way Jonathan told y'all to go in front of the med school at Morehouse to go get a man. Did your wife go to the trenches?
Oh no, don't forget what he said at the end. I don't even know where you would find an entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur, by the way, so he don't know where they are because he was at home while his wife was out. I'm sorry, you were saying something?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, he was at home while his wife was out there working, slaving and toiling. So he doesn't actually know where you would find an entrepreneur, even though he is one himself, because he didn't have the entrepreneur life of struggling. His wife did that part for him. So, yeah.
Girl, they're in the trenches. You got to go. If you're to take his life, you have to go into the trenches, get one of them, and build them up. Kay, I don't think you want to respond to this, so we'll move on.
That's what I'm saying. Go to some corporate conferences, and go to some retreats, some dating retreats, and Facebook groups and stuff. But that's just
talking about that. I'm holding a dating retreat. I'm hosting a dating retreat, so it's going to be a speed dating thing. And so it's like $20,000 per person, and we'll put it together. It's going to be like Fire Island, so get ready. I'll post the links and all of that.
What I would do if I was looking.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, clap it up for that. Yeah, they're like, hey, I don't know about that one, brother. I need the money. I would say, a lot of times what I tell my single friends that are girls is like date somebody the opposite of your type. Because like sometimes the criteria that you got just might be wrong, and you just might have to date the dude that's corny and can't dress, and
you might have to date the dude that's corny, can't dress while he's wearing a CEO hoodie. I feel like you better self-promote. I don't know. I didn't say this. I don't know if this is true, but it feels like whenever we talk, we generally talk about ourselves, but I don't know. I don't know this man, so let me stop. He seems like a nice young man with a CEO shirt. I apologize, sir. My bad. I'm getting carried away. I shouldn't.
Said you went too far.
I was with you for a minute, but
personally, honestly, I think a lot of that stuff can be developed. Like you can show, like if a guy that can't dress, he know he can't dress, and so he hoping he finds somebody with a little style that can help get him right. You know what I mean? Right? Neo, well, he can dress now. He can, but he's pulling together, and it's like, but
Neo,
colors are black. You good? You know what I mean?
what?
Have all of them except this one, because I don't know what that red thing is, but depending on what that red thing is, this is a okay outfit. This is a nice outfit. It's fine. Do they believe they can dress?
I'm not saying
Period.
anything because I cannot dress. I wear the same thing all the time, all black every day.
Patty,
So I
as a
won't
fashion expert, let's go through these. What do you think of this man? Give us a breakdown.
He looks like Mr. Let Go from the side.
How do his dressing is fine? You think this is cool? This is
What
good.
does his shirt say?
It's fine. Lose the boots, replace them with some fashionable shoes. CEO has to lose the CEO shirt and replace it with just wear a shirt that says "I'm making moves in silence" in all caps. Just do that. That's kind of his thing. So
I
own
like
it.
CEO man's shoes. What kind of shoes are those? I like them.
His big I thought they were like you remember those big red boots? I thought it was like a thing he was doing with big because those things are huge. Huge. Huge.
Thank God they're off the market. Thank you for your sacrifice. Y'all play too much. Thank you, Voice of Reason. That ain't right. Y'all ain't right. So I don't know what this is. I don't know who put this together. Won't judge that too harshly. This is a nice outfit, depending on what that red thing is. I need to see what that red thing is before I make a final judgment.
But I do think maybe you should try like go on a date with a guy that you would never take a date from and be like, let me just see how this experience is. Because I don't think everything is about like, let me just find somebody to marry tomorrow. Like, why don't you find out what you like and what you don't like? Date somebody.
Is this a Fendi shirt? Period. Definitely not quiet luxury.
Like, okay, I like this. I like this. Well, I don't like that. That's the only way you really find out what you like. And it didn't always have to be about sex or anything. Just like get a chance to know people. And I think when you do that, you open yourself up for possibilities. The second thing is just, I do believe income is important, but if that's the only criteria, that's a bad one too. Kevin Samuels, is a tough subject for a lot of people. But I actually think he was telling the truth in a lot of areas. And
Oh God. You want to know something? You want to know something really sad, and I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna own it. I was just about to say he might be the most level-headed, nice guy on the panel. He got me, guys. I literally was about. He can't dress, and him having the CEO is pretentious and disturbing. It's a attempt at a status symbol that is very
Why
low and
disturbing?
disgusting. And it is. It is. It is. I need approval, and I'm going to get approval by wearing my position on my shirt. And you're going to ask him CEO if what? And then he's not going to have any income to show you that he's a CEO that actually makes money from his business. But that's neither here nor there. I was literally looking at this man, and I thought, I might not agree with him, but he seemed to be level-headed. And then he went on and said, Kevin Samuels, now all of it is adding up. Mr. Let Go from the side, period. So CEO is a crap. We're gonna crap this out and remove it. Let's hope Fendi have something for us.
because, well, a lot of times.
Don't start nothing. Don't start nothing in here,
On a
brother.
scale of 1 to 10,
Don't
and you can't use a
start
7. No,
I ain't in this.
Camera
on
on,
a
do
scale of 1
it.
to
They
10.
gonna pull the mics.
But listen. Honestly, I do believe, and this is men and women though.
By the way, this is the thing that I don't like. Because people say, when we think about the voices online, people tend to say, oh, most black men aren't like Kevin Samuels. It's not 95. It's not this. It's not that. And then you start talking to people in everyday life that I don't know these people. And they'll say, oh, Kevin Samuels was right about a lot of stuff. And they will never fully, in my experience, explain what he was right about. But they want you to take the degenerate parts of whatever Kevin Samuels said and pretend like that's not them. And also pretend like this doesn't say something very specific about a community that will uphold someone like a Kevin Samuels, right? And they hide it behind, well, everyone says something truthful every now and again, and they won't ever explain what he says bad. And this for me highlights the fact that they deeply agree with him, but they're afraid to own the fact that they agree with him, and that you agree with him is the problem. Hide it, tell the truth, whatever, that you agree with him is the problem. His CEO income is buffering, period. It's on its way. It's the law of attraction. He's trying to attract what he Let me stop. Let me stop. They said dress for the job you want. He put on. All right, I'm done.
I just think women don't care about it as much as men do. Right? Like there's some guys that's not in shape, they don't got their stuff together, but they making money. And so women will look at that person like, well, I don't care, girl, because he got his stuff together. And that's cool, but I don't know a lot of guys that make that adjustment a lot of the times. And so sometimes I've seen people, I'm like, man, you're definitely a dope person, but the guy that you looking at, I don't know if that guy gonna be looking for you. You know what I'm saying? And there's no disrespect because shoot, every girl that is super attractive wasn't always looking at me either. And so I think you do have to try to date some people that are a little bit different than your type and be open for people to grow. Like if you would have met Neo 13 years ago, you'd be like, this is a broke dude.
That's ball.
Definitely, bro. I remember when Dave was selling t-shirts at the mall when he was working at Cheesecake Factory. Like he's probably one of the few people I've seen the whole entrepreneurship journey for the most part, right? Yeah. And so a lot of times what you're looking for is that person now, not realizing you got to get with that person and develop them and grow with them so they become that person. And not everybody.
Young women, remember, you have to get with that person and develop them, period, to lead you.
They wants to do that.
Right.
And can I add this, Cole? I think this is not that question, but I don't want to I think this is important when you get married or get that. You need to get some sort of coach, relationship coaching. Like I don't care how perfect you think this stuff is. Like we added a coach that helped everything. And this is something I just learned, y'all, a year ago. I just learned my wife love language a year ago. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that was a whole world. Strength finders, love languages, disassessments. Because now you immediately know what works for them and what don't work with them based on that criteria. So if I could tell anybody, I'm like, you need to go home today, get the love language. You need to go. Because I'll give you an example. Like for me,
if you're with someone and you have to go test their love language or go ask them for their love language for any amount of time over 2 years, and you don't automatically know what makes them happy and feel good, you don't love that person. I don't believe there is anyone in this world that just of average intelligence, right? That you're with someone for over a year and you don't know what makes them happy. Even if you don't know what a love language is, you should know what makes that person happy. If you don't know that, you're not even doing the bare minimum. Because he's the one, by the way, who keeps talking about the woman who is in the trenches and she's strong and she's dirty and she's a quarterback. He said that. So it feels like for you to say all of that about your wife and then to say, oh, I just learned a couple of years what makes her happy in her love language. It's like, so how much did you invest in this relationship, girl? Because like that don't make sense.
I mean, didn't he say she wasn't even his wife at the beginning for a while she was working and toiling and stuff? So it was sort of like an audition, right? It wasn't really, he didn't invest yet. You know what I mean? So like you kind of got to go through the trenches first. And then I promise, ladies, after you go through the trenches, then on the other side of that trench, that's where he'll be like super cool and good and stuff.
By the way, I'm not calling his wife anything. I'm using his descriptor, and it has a very specific, like, football. When he's, like, in the mud and dirty, and she, like, it feels very football. I know nothing about football, so please. Anyway, let's continue. So, selfish and entitled, they never say that male should build a woman up. That they want slave, right? Thank you, Vivi. I think if you have put it on a shirt, then isn't that wishful thinking? That's what I think. I think this is the law of attraction he's putting to work right now. He's calling this into his vortex.
I bought my wife a car with her. I'm like, yo, this is about to be crazy. I got her rented out the Braves Stadium, like gave her the Lambo truck. I'm like, yeah, it's up. That didn't really do nothing. We went in the stadium. On the stadium, it said 9 things I love about you, bro. She bought. I'm like, but I'm saying, so oftentimes it's, you got to find what work. My wife just want to just hold her hand, tell her you love her, spend time with her. That's all she wants. She don't want nothing else. Say some kind words and it's on. But I just learned that though. So I say all that to say, that's why I think coaching in every area of life is critical. That's why, if you teaching ladies how to get, like, it's critical that they come to you because it's the fast pass on helping somebody get married. So I just think.
Oh, my bad. She's the coach. She's coaching y'all how to get married. My bad. Oh my God, I am so wrong. I want to offer a public apology to all 4 men on here. Y'all did nothing wrong. She came up there and asked y'all to be there to help coach women. So I apologize to you all. It's all on her. Trenches took black men out of the home. Trenches brought black women in the home, apparently.
That was just something that helped me recently. I think that might help somebody.
I would also say personal development. So I remember I made a list of all the things that I can think about myself that need to be fixed for someone to love me. And not saying I don't have any value, but my ability to be nonchalant in real issues. That's like, it's just one of the things on my list. Personal development is so key, just working on yourself, the way you think. And actually, the more you develop, the things that you see change. So let's say when I was 18, 19, the woman that I thought I wanted to be my wife, that archetype, as I can continue to develop, they don't look the same. So when I changed, the things I saw changed. So now I'm able to, I'm in this real personal development space in the 6 months where I meet my wife, and the things that I see, I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna be able to find that nowhere else. But I continue to develop. So as you continue to develop what you see, how you feel, on being able to manage your emotions, the places that you decide to put yourself in, the conversations you decide to entertain, as you start to develop in that process, the people that walk by you every day and try to talk to you, you're gonna find out, like Gigi said, oh, that man fine. Oh, I never looked at the person that way, because you're seeing it from a different lens. So that's been my hack.
What you got for the single ladies, Maddie?
Struggle.
Shoot. I have a framework.
He's got a framework for you, ladies.
Listen, meet us at our business conference. Okay, the answers get way better. You know what I mean? This is not.
Facts. The framework I use is in relationships in general, but you got to prioritize what the most important relationship, obviously, outside of God, is your relationship with your spouse. So for me, typically when people say you're a cheater, it's typically referencing somebody who had some type of adultery or had a sexual encounter with somebody else. But cheating is cheating, right? So the question is, how can we use the word cheating in other areas? That's the question I ask myself. I realize the reason why people don't call each other cheaters for anything else outside of messing around the boundaries of sexual acts is they're not making enough agreements. So when I got married, one thing I recognized that got mentioned by the officiator was that we made a covenant. I understand a covenant is another word for contract, but contract has terms. So the question I have to ask myself is, what should be in the terms of this agreement so we can be on the same understanding, we got the same expectations? So I realized I created a framework, and the framework included how I want to be supported. So it was financial support, intellectual support, sensual support, it's experiential support, and also the last support was making sure that I understood how I want to be supported emotionally as well. So as I made that list of how I wanted to be supported, I also need to ask, how does she want to be supported in those categories as well? So the question that should be brought up is, who, when it comes to relationships, who is going to initiate the conversation of how you want to be supported in those categories, and making sure that you have an agreement, a covenant on how you can actually help facilitate it. So that was one of the key pieces. And the second key piece for somebody who's single is having, kind of tied into what David Shan said, was there's no elevation without self-evaluation. The question is, how do you self-evaluate? And like Neo said, you need coaches, mentors, and trainers. And if I'm an athlete, I play basketball, I have a basketball coach. It would be kind of weird if I told you I played professional basketball, I didn't have a basketball coach.
I was about to drag him. He's nervous. I see a nerve. I know a nervous tick when I see it. He have no clue what he's talking about. This man has no clue what he's talking about. CEO is on his phone. This one is trying to give him support. This one is over here. She's just here, girl. I'm just here, just being here. This man have no clue what he's talking about right in this moment. So I'm going to just leave him alone. I'm just going to let what he says go through one ear and out the other. Ain't no need to listen to it. Nope.
Relationships is one of the biggest things. So having a relationship coach is key. Having a relationship trainer is key, and having a relationship mentor is super key. And I believe that a mentor, a trainer, and coaches, they play 3 different roles. I think a mentor has more of the emotional support for somebody. They have the experience, they can tell stories, they can help inspire, motivate, and help them, somebody in their journey, get to a similar path. I believe a coach, their job is just to provide the plays. They don't typically need any type of relationship with the individual that they're helping. They just need to instruct the plays and help that person run the plays. The trainer, I believe having a relationship trainer helps you develop the skills necessary to run the plays that the coach gave you. And if you're going through any struggle actually running those plays, the mentor helps you emotionally handle those situations. So I believe anybody who's serious about taking their relationships to the next level, they'll seek out a community that provides a mentor, coach, and trainer when it comes to relationships.
See, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it.
And they all knew he wasn't doing anything, because that's the church clap. That's the, see, you could do it.
Oh.
Girl, he said he got a framework, and I'm waiting for the framework. he said, I have a framework that no, let me stop. That's not right. He was nervous. I think he was nervous. I think he was. Leave that CEO guy alone, y'all. He manifesting, period. Period.
I think maybe they just, maybe they were trying to approach these questions in a different way than like typical podcast.
I mean, they must be approaching it in a different way, because she was like, how do these single women get in a relationship and get married. It's like, so in a relationship, you should write down what you want, how you want to be supported. Girl, pause. 5 steps back. We're talking about them getting in the relationship first. You start when they're in the relationship and you're missing the assignment. you, someone said framework took black men.
I'll give y'all one more. I was like, I was trying to take it
You
to
got the Bible pulled up over here.
But
Now, what you got?
I had to find it because I was like, there's a whole passage in the Bible about a capable wife, right? In Proverbs 31:10 through the end of the chapter.
I know that verse.
Right?
Forward and backwards.
But you got to translate it, like for today, like it says, who can find a capable wife? Her value is far more than that of corals. Her husband trusts her from his heart, and he lacks nothing of value. She rewards him with good, not bad, all the days of her life. So like every day, I want to give him something good. She obtains wool and linen. She delights to do work with her hands, and she's not lazy. Like she's industrial. She can make something happen.
Everyday work, everyday labor. Y'all thought being a wife was gonna be easy. Yeah, this is work. They want a Proverbs. Y'all thought this was gonna be easy. Y'all think being a wife is for the faint of heart. It's not. It's not. And they're telling you, let them know, King. King.
She rises while it's still night, providing food for household and portions for female servants. So it's like it's a kind of person. There's a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but there are a lot of principles that you can start working on yourself. And like a lot of times, what I do when I read a scripture or I read something, I'm like, okay, why did I feel like I don't want to do that? And that's an area for me to grow as a person. Like some people like be mad about the word submission. I'm like, well, maybe you should research it and see what it is, because all of us got to submit. In fact, your husband should submit to God, right? And so all of us have to submit to somebody. And so it's like, okay. And here's the funny thing: women that don't want to submit to a man, you're the only person that can actually choose your head. Like by default, by default, like our head is God. But women, you get a chance to choose who you want to submit to. So don't choose nobody that you don't want to listen to them, or you don't trust what they're saying, because sometimes you're not submissive. You're like, I don't trust you, but you should never marry somebody.
All right. Do women not submit to God? Do women not submit to God? No, I'm asking a serious question. I've never actually thought about this, but I assumed everyone submitted to God. But apparently women don't have to submit to God. No, women, because it would sound like he's trying to make it seem like at least you get to pick your master. We don't pick our master. But it feels like there's multiple masters about for the women.
Okay.
Wait, so biblically, are women just supposed to like run amok until they find a husband? Because if that's the case, girl, why y'all getting married? Look, this is how I see it. If you don't got to submit to anyone but your man, your husband, it feels like you're getting into heaven anyway. So if there's no real scripture or nothing about women submitting to God, then why would you get married? Why would you be picking masters to submit to? Just run amok. Just run amok. But I don't believe that's true. I think the Bible speaks to both men and women. So you would be submitting to God also. He's making it seem like this is just such a great thing for you that you get to choose who you submit to. But you have to submit to God, right? Am I wrong? I've never really thought about this from a biblical perspective, but I'm going to go and ask my pastor about this. Do women not submit to God?
It's either they do, and in that case, they have 2 masters and men only have 1, or they don't, but men get to submit to a master who is righteous, holy, and good always, whereas women are left to sinners. So I don't see it as sinners like degenerates, not like Cynthia's fan base.
All right, girl, this don't make sense because he's trying to make it sound like a privilege. You are lucky. We men are so unlucky. We this is a burden to us because we have to submit to God, and you are lucky because you get to pick your master. And I'm like, something don't sound right because this don't sound right. All right, I'm gonna look into this and come back.
You don't trust their decision making because it's gonna be hard for you to be submissive. And
That's
so
my dog right there. I like it too.
And so like start.
Also, he's the one who brought up submission, by the way. No one else tried. And he's the one who brought up Kevin Samuels. Please note that. I think that is very important to note.
Studying that stuff. And the same thing, it's a whole passage for husbands on how you treat your wife and things that you want to be doing there. And I think a lot of those things, whether or not you're a religious person or not, to me, they're just principles. And if you just study the principles, you can say, okay, well, what do I disagree about with this chapter? Is it because I don't want to do nothing around the house? Well, shoot, the man has to do stuff around the house too. But you start checking those little things off. And then ask your friends, if you got an attitude problem, if you got to fix yourself. We all know the areas we got to work with ourselves on. And a lot of times we go into relationships broken, thinking they're going to fix us instead of just going in being a whole person and let's build something together. So Proverbs 31 is a good one for anybody that's single or in a relationship to continue to study and look at and reflect on.
Just,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Clap it up for the fellas. And just a little hope. I did have my husband at the club, but we was in the club.
Didn't he just say get with someone that like the opposite or whatever of what you want, and then like you can build them up to the thing? Didn't he say that earlier? Was that
Yep,
him?
he definitely said
But then
that.
now he's saying, I don't know. These are questions I would have, but
Single men and women are to be about God work. Apparently not. If you're a single woman, you don't have to submit to anyone until you find a man. That's what this Christian man just said. As a Christian woman, you don't have to submit to God. You don't have to submit to anyone until you find a man. That's what he just made it sound like y'all just have the best life in the world. So I don't know why people are picking men to submit to if this is true, because I didn't know this. But now that I know this, I now know this. So that's great.
I just don't know why people like act like all women need to do one thing. Like it's okay if some women are submissive to their husbands. It's
Proverbs
okay
31.
if some are not. Like I don't know why some people think it's the key to like marital success to submit. Like some men don't even want submissive wives. Like there are so many different types of people.
They're beta males.
I mean, alpha males, beta males, whatever. There are different types of people, men and women and any gender, that, just have to get with the people that like them and that they like. That's it. Like, I think they make, like, it's becoming too complicated where people are trying to make everyone fit into like one thing. You have to submit. Some people should. That's for them. And it's okay. I have no issue with that. Some people don't want to. They shouldn't. Like, what's the problem with saying that?
It is complicated, I think, and Petty said this on his live stream the other day. He was like, the reason it's complicated is because we need to go back where women, in cultures where women don't have any rights, those are the most successful in terms of relationships. Remember when you said that, Petty?
Yeah, that's like my well-known public opinion. Women shouldn't have the right to vote or whatever Pearl was saying. Yeah.
All right. Period. Let's go in the after show. I thought you were going to lie and say you don't have that position. Everyone close your ears real quick. All right. Final thoughts. Okay, Petty, anyone. I thought this was very informative. And one of the things that y'all can't do, y'all can't go away and say theme is never taught on IDGAB. Y'all can say Themis K and Petty did not teach you all how to get in a relationship, get a marriage, and how to work on yourself. So we did. We brought it to you by the lovely podcast. Let me see. Grown Woman TV.
I do have a important question. I guess both of you can answer this. This is a question I'd probably get in therapy, so I think it's important to ask you guys. I'm going to share this image. I want you to tell me what you see here.
Is it a Rorschach ink blot test or thematic apperception?
Huh?
Oh.
Those sound like 4 or 5 syllable words. You know my vocabulary is 2 and under. 3 is stretching it. What do you see here? Do you see like color first? Do you see like what do you see?
Two Legos on a wooden floor or whatever, a wood-like surface, and they are a teal type of color and an orange type.
That's an interesting answer. Themis.
I see a black screen where in the middle we have a picture. We have a picture of Legos on a floor. There is a floor holding a Lego.
So
Two Legos.
this is the part of
You
my
weren't listening. See, you just wanted to go into your answer because I'm not done and I was still talking and you wanted to just go and give what you wanted to give.
Sure, tell us more about the black square.
All right. So in the black square, it feels like nothingness, right? And I feel like for me, my attention wasn't drawn to the picture; it was drawn to the nothingness around the picture. That really digs at our soul. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
cold. I'm not.
supposed to
No, you're
explain.
not gonna interrupt
You're
me.
supposed to
Kenny, you are
explain.
not interrupting me.
You're supposed
I'm not
to let us
done. You asked
You're
me a question,
supposed
so
to
let me
let us
complete
know
it.
what you see, not why you see it or why it
I
resonates.
am telling you what I see. I see into my own soul, looking into the blackness that is in front of me, right? And the light that shineth upon the floor that holds two Legos politely kissing each other
Mm.
reflects for me hope in the future of what is to come. But in the darkness, I find truth and I see that there is some honesty in the cold black hole that is space. And I see that there is a future for humankind as I look deep, deep into the blackness of the art in front of me. Then I go to the picture. There are lines running parallel to each other on the floor. The color of the floor differs from sort of wood to wood. I don't know what kind of wood, but it's interesting because I'm fascinated by the type of wood that I see because I cannot quite place it. There's a lamination happening, I think, but it's cracked or dusty. Not quite sure why. Then I go to the Legos with one, two, three, six pieces like prongs on top. And I wonder if the other one has six, but we can only see two as they're attached. The attachment is talking about different worlds coming together. And I'm trying to see why these two colors were paired, but all I can see is the two colors. But I also see the shadow. The shadow from the blue tile, the blue teal tile, reflecting on the floor is very fascinating to me. This is a picture, not a drawing, and I can tell because of that shadow and how perfectly placed it is. It is in a rectangle, not a square. So this was cut poorly by you, I am assuming. Um, why you can't be changing my? I am still.
Perry,
The hat,
the Lego set.
the hat is dusty. I
How
liked your
dare you? I'm still in the middle of explaining.
I liked your explanation. Keep going. This is my type of conversation. Now, go ahead, Themis. Seriously, Themis, you.
It's Perry. I'm not crazy.
See? Mm-mm-mm.
You were explaining. I don't want to interrupt.
You already interrupted.
All
Feels
right.
like you're promoting interracial love with the Legos.
That was definitely Perry the Lego set. I'm gonna reach out to Alice Walker and see if she wants to talk about the color purple.
Themis, your face. Oh my goodness. Now I feel weird. Why are y'all being quiet? Oh, I don't like this. Now I'm confused. And Themis, at first I thought you were seriously getting into like the philosophical aspects of that photo. And then come to find out, I think it was a joke or something. And now y'all are both being quiet. I'm not saying anything.
Oh, I'm looking through my meme folder to see what memes I have.
Oh, while we're here, in silence, I'm so grateful for the people that donated to my classroom. There were several people that did from the Discord, and like I was just so happy. The front office staff was like, there are lots of boxes. And then because I sent one kid to ask because someone told me that I should expect something today. And then he came back and he was like, they said it's a lot. And I was like, a lot? Like 2 of you or like 3? He was like 3. So 3 of them went and they all had these boxes and it was filled with like granola bars and like crayons and Kleenex and different things that we need in the classroom. So I'm so grateful. Thank you very much to anyone who donated supplies from the Amazon wish list. And yeah, I just want to say that while we were in silence. But now I'm not sure what else I should say. I'm
That sounds awesome. I like
Yeah.
that people donated for the children.
Yes. They were. It was good.
All right, guys. The Seroquel is kicking in now. So, all right. I guess I will catch you guys on the next IDGAB. Have
What?
fun.
Betty, no, you can't.
Huh?
You can't do this, Betty.
Why not?
You don't get to just leave, like say your goodbye.
I'm a human being with full autonomy. What do you mean?
No,
Why not?
it's just not the way that it happened.
Oh, I literally can't leave without saying, please leave a like on the video, guys. It helps out so much. It's so rude and so nasty. So rude.
So you were just not going to talk about how Petty disrespected me in the middle of my interpretation of the picture.
Oh, my bad. Let me disrespect Kay. Kay, I hate you.
Really, like
I know that's a thing here. I apologize.
not the random K. I hate you.
I'm so sorry. I know I have to give it out to everybody. Didn't mean to talk white to you.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. Themis,
Petty,
I was really excited about your explanation.
Me too. I was really getting into it and really feeling my soul, bearing my truth. And Petty just decided it was boring and he didn't need to hear any of it.
Look, they're the same. Feel like you could have gone completely into the explanation still.
No, because there's something else in the picture that shifts the energy completely.
What's in the picture extra? You don't know the name of that hat either?
I don't know what that is. What is that?
I don't know.
Now you're pretending like you're sleepy.
Sleepy? No. That's not what it is.
Let me read y'all a book. This book is called Rationality.
Let me get a snack.
Read it. I love reading. Like reading aloud, like the act of reading.
Yeah, let me do it. Do people actually do this when they skip the page? So this is called Formal Reconstruction. If you don't mute your mic. I'm kidding. You don't have to mute your mic. Go ahead and eat. I just came up with it a little bit self-centered, but did I kill a queen? The Alexander McQueen got the wrist on bow, the bottle is on pole, got the shimmy shimmy yeah, shimmy yeah, shimmy yow. What the I look like? I run this town. I ain't coming out for less than 100 pounds. Man, the last time I checked, I was doubling out. Got to turn down shows. I was doubling out. Wait, hold on, baby, let me get that there. Like 1,100 horses when I switched that gear. I just swerve on him so I look and miss that there. Then I press a little button on the sit back chair. Hey, I do it because I get it. I got $1 million credit. If you got $1 million, you could put it up in debit. I just be like, hello, hello, but I never could salute them. Young money, I do it for the youth, them.
Is that oh, I thought that was a Dr. Seuss excerpt. I was like, very impressive. Dr. Seuss, I used to read a little myself. A cat in a hat with a bat and he's whack.
You want to hear another one? Okay, you want to hear me read another verse?
Yeah.
This is called conjunctive, disjunctive, and conditional probabilities.
My favorite.
What are you eating, Patty? Patty, what are you eating?
White corn tortilla chip. It goes good with the conjunctive thing.
All right, you ready? It says, I'm not Jasmine, I'm Aladdin. So far ahead, these bums are lagging. See me in the new thing, bums is gagging. I'm starting to feel like a
Yeah, I think that was part of if I'm not mistaken, that was a part of Einstein's dissertation.
Yeah. Actually, let me find a good one, because that one is not great.
I like that sound.
Who's Nirvana? Are you owner and CEO of Nirvana?
I like Nirvana.
This is what is correlation. And so just
Happy because today I found my friends. They're in my head. I'm so away. That's okay, cause so are you. Broke our mirrors. Sunday morning is every day for all I care. And I'm not. Do y'all know that song? It's a Nirvana song.
I absolutely do not. I absolutely do not.
You got any? You got any gorillas?
It's called Lithium. Listen to it sometime by Nirvana.
Can you do anything from Gorillas?
Feels good. Wait, the Gorillas? Like you're talking about this,
the band.
No, I don't know any full lyrics of any of their songs.
Oh.
Do you? They have some good songs though. Like The Sound, the Feel Good Inc. Isn't that the name of one of their songs?
All right, I'll read this last one. I'm gonna pull it up on the computer because it's. I think I don't like skipping through because I can't find it. This is called reasoning, how to reason and why we reason. Reasoning, how to reason and why we reason. Right? You ready? You guys ready? This is the last one. Hey, Are you ready?
I'm ready. Somebody said that Linkin Park was better than Nirvana. And while I do love Linkin Park, I wouldn't necessarily say better than Nirvana, but I do love Linkin Park.
I
Definitely.
like Green Days. All right. Ready? This is reasoning why we reason. Let me actually read it from the book. I get it cracking like a bad back. You're talking to the queen while you're looking like a lab rat. I'm Angelina, you Jennifer. Come on, you see where Brad.
Lab rats.
that didn't age well.
I love rats. When I was in undergrad, one of my friends worked in like the psychology department, and she actually got to like, she was a PA or whatever, and like ran experiments and stuff with the mice and rats. I was so jealous.
So if you haven't picked up this book, it's very good. It teaches you about rationality, how to reason. It's very dense. It's really hard to read. Um, yeah, yeah. You get things like, cause I pull up in a stunt, but I ain't a stunt man. Yes, I'm rocking Jordans, but I ain't a jump man. You play on the back, cause I'm the front man. Put me in the dollar, cause I'm who they trust in. It's the so yeah. I like Evanescence also.
Me too.
Paramore too. Someone said Nicki lyrics. No, it's not Nicki lyrics. It's the chapters in this book. Very deep philosophical thinking.
Think you the shit, bit. You not even the fault. The music played in my head.
People are naming a lot of like, it's taking me down memory lane.
The song from Paramore that I like that people don't like is Ignorance. Do you know that song?
Whatever. Oh, Incubus. No, somebody in the chat. No, I don't know that song. Somebody in
Wait,
the
no
chat.
one knows Ignorance. Anyone knows says Ignorance? Who
Yeah,
knows
part
Ignorance?
of
I
it.
will.
Sing part of it because I might know it, but I don't know the name of the song.
It says, if I'm a bad person, you don't like me. Well, I guess I'll make my own way. It's a circle. I mean cycle. I can't excite you anymore. Well,
Don't
Julie,
sing it like that. Sing it like a real, like you're really singing it.
You're not a judge, but if you're gonna judge me, then sentence me to another life. All right, someone said they love the song. I found one person. Good.
Queen, yes, I love Queen.
All right, well, that's all, folks.
Just killed a man. Put a gun against his head. Put my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life has just begun. But now wait, is that what comes next? Gone and thrown it all away. Y'all don't know this song? Mama.
Mama. I was gonna sing it with you.
Y'all don't know that Queen song?
Yeah, I do know it. Do you guys get on karaoke apps? I do. I'm actually ranked number. I forgot what this one was. I was ranked like number 3 on one of the songs that I was singing. It was Adele. I was killing it. Everyone wanted to do a duet with me, but I deleted the app. I killed it. My face was on it and everything. I hope it's not on the internet. I've never looked this up.
I like Skyfall.
Huh?
I like Skyfall.
Period. Sing it. Go ahead. Try it. Sing it for us.
I don't know how it goes.
Sing something before we go. Do you go to those what do you those gay clubs with the electro dance music? It sounds like that to me. It sounds like those gay clubs with the electro dance music.
I worked at a club called Hard Body in San Antonio for a while. They're pretty nice.
Weird.
Oh,
On
man.
that. All right. Well, that's that on that. I'm trying to remember a song, but I can't remember. You know that girl who sings "I'm All About That Bass"?
Yeah. What's her name? What is that lady?
Megan something, girl.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you. Yeah, she has a song with Nicki Minaj. It's not about her. It's about the song with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj's verse in that song is so good. It is so good. And I just learned about it the other day. And I'm so mad because her song, the first part of the song is so annoying. Like, I really dislike this song. But when it get to Nicki's verse, she ate that all the way up. Completely forgot the name of the song, too. What's that song? Can someone drop it in there?
I think we should have one whole show that's just karaoke.
Yep. Y'all can't afford pay me the thing. Drop the. I don't remember the song. Oh, I could just say Megan Trainor featuring Nicki Minaj. Give me 2 seconds.
And then people can come up and like sing their song, and we can sing a song, and we can all sing a song together. I think it'll be so much fun.
I would do it.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Patty, you like that idea?
Now, okay, you know I can't say no. Nice to meet ya. Yeah, that's the song. Nice to meet ya. Who you gonna call when you ain't got up? Me and Megan went up in the like a pop off because I am the reigning champ. Please no comparison because you know they can. How to cut the glass there were snakes in the can. You know I'm a Billy, I be laughing. Ha 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 ha. One little nice, the next the monster. My so I like this. Nikki is that girl. She really not. That husband of her needs to go. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you all.
Yes, wake up, makeup slay. Me too. Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kind of odd. No barking from the dog, no smog. The mama cooked the breakfast with no hog. I got my grub on, but didn't pig out. Finally got a call, and then I don't want to say that part on the internet.
Mhm. Smooth is the app I use. Murder Magic Tricks on there. All right, I'll go. What is Smule? SMULE. I will do a karaoke show. Let's do it.
Yes.
Patty, how much you gonna eat?
I got some cookies and cream ice cream that's waiting on me after this.
It is almost 11 o'clock.
I work remote tomorrow.
So what does that have to do with eating?
That means I don't have to wake up, so I can like do a comatose sleep tonight. You know.
Is it true that people shouldn't eat after a certain time? I was told that as a child growing up, so I try not to eat after like 9.
Doesn't particularly matter.
Is that
I mean,
true?
It's more about calories consumed generally, unless you're consuming caffeine or something.
So when you have the calories doesn't matter?
nope.
I feel like it does because of the activity level. So at night, right before bed, you don't do a lot of activities. So that would
But it's
make
like a
sense.
cumulative result. So it's not like you're going to eat a cheeseburger before bed and gain the weight of a cheeseburger. Like
Oh,
it's
is it
still
about weight? I didn't know it was about weight.
usually when people are talking about oh, are you thinking of like digestion?
Yeah, specifically digestion and the blood and all of that. But I'm if wait, if I can gain weight by eating before bed, wait, maybe I need to
Weight
switch
is just
things up.
well,
I'm gonna have to switch things.
are you trying to gain weight, Themis?
I'm trying to gain muscle, so yes.
Oh, gaining muscle is really hard. Like
Well, I'm
even
gonna go have a
every
burger right now. I'm gonna have a burger with avocado on it. I'm gonna go order it because I've been craving that for the last 2 days. I need a burger, medium with avocado and um, bacon on it. That's what I want, and
oh
I'm
my,
gonna go order that now.
you're ordering burgers right now.
I usually don't eat burger like that, but like I've been craving it like literally all week.
Today is the day.
Which is weird because I usually only crave Jamaican food. So here we go. Let me go watch Invincible. I'm literally almost done with the last season. So I'm going to go watch Invincible and eat burger. See, someone just said that. That's. Timus, baby, it's almost 11, sir.
Are you ready for the revolution?
Do you want to wait? No, that's a different song.
No, it's the same song.
Oh, what I just said?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people, there is a time thing with eating. Yeah, I'm going to eat it tonight.
It depends what you're worried about. Like,
It's probably because of this.
like, are you worried about like digestion? Are you worried about weight? Are you worried about?
I want to get big, but I want to be like muscular. I don't want to be petty big. I want to be muscle big.
You got to get your good protein, carbs, and fat.
So people are worried about making loud noise and waking their parents up, probably.
Is that why they don't eat late?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Petty told the Petty. You want to know something weird before we go? You remember how you dragged me for filth 2 days when I wasn't here for 2 weeks? No? Well, I remember. And I think I need to cut that and replay it for these people in the chat who keep saying I keep coming for you. Because apparently when you do it, it's fine. But when I give it back, oh, you're punching down.
Yeah, no, some people can't let go of the past. I understand that.
Tell them that you don't need them to defend you, please.
Never.
Teddy, sometimes I think that people infantilize you. But why?
Because he's a black male.
Yeah.
So
Teddy,
a lot
you
of women feel the need to protect black men, black ex-wives. And they don't see me as a man. They see me as a monster.
Ooh.
I will never stop dragging Petty. I remember being overseas, logged on and watching the podcast, and all I heard was my name being dragged through the mud, and people in the chat, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. I was like, all right, I see you. Petty will never stop getting dragged. It is what it is. Y'all can stay mad. I hold grudges. I definitely do. I don't forget anything, and I barely forgive. I have to forgive because of Jesus Christ. But other than that, I wouldn't have forgiven.
Yeah, it's just like those people who say, oh, they always told me I wasn't black. I talk white, I act white. And then they make YouTube videos about it 15 years later and talk about it some more. They just can't let go.
Yeah.
People are saying you're the youngest. You are, but that doesn't mean you have to be infantilized.
How young do you think I am?
Huh?
How young do you think I am, Kay?
You look 37.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm 30.
You look 37, but I think you're like 21 to 26.
I'm 30.
No, you're not. You're not.
I'm 30.
No,
How
you're
many
not.
kids you got, Petty?
I'm 18.
All right, so he's 26.
Yeah.
I went for drinks today before I came on, and I was handing my ID, and they were like, "No, we're fine."
They should have just let you hand it. Like, why would you do that?
They were like, "No, we're fine." I was like, "Ooh."
God. What?
Girl, why you back? You say you gotta sleep.
Oh, I'm pardoned.
Wait, wait. Do y'all think I'm holding them hostage? They're lying. You know what? Because I'm gonna get a complaint soon. Have a wonderful night. Have a good night. Because I don't like that.
Hostage.
I don't like this. We're gonna talk about this behind. God grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Well, you can change your attitude, you can change your financial status. So sounds like you should be changing them things.
We need a song that all three of us know the words to.
Do you know any Nicki Minaj song?
I have to. Wait, let me think. I do. I have to.
Pick one and I'll know it. I know all the Nicki songs. If you know a Beyonce song, you will. But because Beyonce is the greatest singer of all time, I probably won't be giving the vocals. So Nicki it is.
Beyonce.
Or Rihanna.
We can do a Destiny's Child song and like each have a part.
All right. So I'll take Beyonce. Y'all figure out who is Michelle and who is Kelly. So here's how we're going to do it. I am Beyonce, but I will sing Michelle's part. We could be Pussycat Dolls and I'm Nicole. And then you'll figure
The other people.
Huh? The other girls, Nicole and the girls. Because I don't know. I know someone named Melody. That's it. And apparently Melody could actually sing. There's a whole drama with Pussycat Dolls that I'm very into. No, Petty is Latavia. No, Petty's Sarah. Petty's Luggage.
Nene Links. Does she sing anything?
Yeah. Petty's Luggage.
What about?
We can send you luggage. It's better to go home than not have luggage. It's better to go home than we can send, but we can send you luggage. No one get it. This is why we're not as close as we need to be. Because if you don't know that reference, that's a problem.
Where is it from? Someone said "Be in Vogue." Yeah. What's it gonna be? Because I can't see. That's the one.
Don't you want to be more than friends? That soundtrack was lit. That was. that was.
We really need to. Yeah, I think our next show should be all about music. Oh, before we go, I asked this question on my Facebook.
Okay, you're Beyonce.
People had a hard time answering. So in the chat, answer and y'all answer. What is Mary J. Blige's best song? If you had to pick. Petty, do you know who that is?
I'm looking for her music now.
Oh my God, I know this. For me, there's a video where she has two of her. It's like, oh my God. I can see the video. It's like two of her. One of her is really successful, and the other one is going through it. In the video, and that's my favorite Mary J. song. Oh my God, it's annoying.
I do have "Be Without You" here.
A lot of people are saying that.
Okay, so it can't be that.
It's probably that. Let me look.
I like "Love No Limit" and "My Life," and she has a lot of good ones, but I would say that like.
Yeah, it's "Be Without You." I love the song "Be Without You." I like the song about let's get it percolated, mambulated, something family. I love that song so much. If I'm out and that song comes on, I am dancing. I don't care where I am. Wherever I am, I'm dancing in this dancery.
I thought that was so funny.
Mary J, girl, what are you talking about? Girl, what are you talking about?
Dancery. Hateration, holleration.
Because she just be making stuff up. All right, let's do it next week. Let's do y'all come ready to sing and rap or whatever. Just come up here and do it. It is what it is. We will not play any instrumental.
Oh my God.
Period.
Yes. And then Petty, bring your didgeridoo.
Please don't. I mean, yeah, didgeridoo.
Famous, bring your
vocals.
Ukulele.
My vocals.
I play the viola.
No, thank you.
Hmm.
Are you not going to sing us out, Petty? That's all we were waiting for.
Is he gonna do what?
Sing us out.
Oh, I had a story, but
we don't want to hear. We want to hear music.
Famous, are you one of those people that gets like grossed out by hearing people chew?
Yeah. and seeing people like shove the entire and seeing people shove an entire spoon down their throat.
Like a cartoon.
Like the food isn't going anywhere. You're eating the food. You can take your time and chew properly.
Sound like rich people talk. Come out here in the hood. These hands work 600 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's what a man's hands look like.
I'm developing callus right here from working out.
Bench press?
Yeah, and pull-ups.
Do you ever do bed hangs? Just hang.
No. Mm-mm.
You should see how long you can do it.
I just let my chain hang low. And it feel like he's not even chewing, he's just swallowed.
What is that, Petty? I thought you were eating chips.
It looked like a microwavable dinner.
Yeah. This is the boneless steak.
Can you period.
Yeah.
You need a dish towel, napkin.
Mm-hmm. This is my friend used to make this dish for me when I stay over. We used to be best friends, but we kind of parted ways after high school. He's a licensed doctor. I think he's a pharmacist now. And I, of course, after high school, went on to work at McDonald's. And I remember being that I think I've told you this story before. I was so poor that my shoes would literally, the soles were falling off the bone, be flapping on the ground when I walk. I remember one day I was walking home from work and my shoes were just flapping on the ground. And this friend pulls up beside me with a really nice car. It's like a Lambo or something extremely fancy. He's like, "How's you been?" And I mean, he can see me and I can see that he sees me. So I'm like, "Hey, I've been better." And he sees that my shoes are falling off of the sole is falling off. And he takes out this big wad of cash. And I'm getting excited because it's more cash than I've ever seen in my life. He takes the rubber band off of this roll of cash and throws the rubber band at me. And he says, "Use that to keep your shoes protected when you drive home." He never made this difference. Oh, we've never made it to the end of the song before. Wow.
I'm pretty sure there was an echo because I forgot to turn off my mic.
I like that song. It actually like gets good at a certain point, you know.
Yeah.
I like the part where it
It's by Zachariah Hickman.
Huh.
Argone.
I like it.
You know how he wrote that song, right?
Go ahead, tell us.
He came home and the kids were missing, so he asked his wife about it. She was like, "Oh, they are gone."
That was actually pretty good. That was actually pretty good. That was very well done. I have to give you props. That was very good.
Still mixing the ice cream.
You're one of those ice cream mixers.
Wait, are you eating ice cream? I thought you were eating something else.
I did too. I thought it was like oatmeal or mashed potatoes or something.
No, I like to dip the mashed potatoes in the oatmeal and get like a thicker consistency.
What's that song that be like 2 boiled eggs, grits?
The Dr. Seuss, I think we were talking about it earlier.
No.
2 green eggs and ham or something like that.
No.
What is that? What is that? Chocolate? What flavor is that?
And then it's like toast.
If you're hungry, why are you eating ice cream?
Somebody knows what I'm talking about.
This was my allotted snack for the day.
If you are hungry, why are you eating ice cream?
Jill Scott. That's it. Thank you, little Miss Libra.
Exactly.
Patty, why are you eating ice cream if you're hungry?
Who said I'm hungry?
You said you were hungry in the back chat.
Oh. This is my allotted snack for the day. I should eat the allotted snack. Ooh. After mixing it up thoroughly.
Mixing up ice cream.
Yeah, you
I used
know.
to do that when I was little. You mix it.
How old are you?
Consistency.
I'm 18. My birthday passed recently.
You are not 18.
That's a hard 18.
You know what my drill sergeant used to say?
No, what did he used to say?
He would always come in the bay. It was just me and 19 other guys, no women. He would say, "Which one of you brought this food from the defect? You know it's not allowed in the bay." He'd be like, "It was you, wasn't it?" And we'd always be like, "No, drill sergeant, it wasn't him. He's a good guy. He wouldn't do it." And he was like, "Oh, so everybody knows who it wasn't, but nobody knows who it was." That's exactly what Kay just said. Apparently, I'm not 18, I'm not 30, I'm not 25. Y'all know what I'm not, but apparently y'all just...
I removed him.
What?
I removed him. He doing too much. But he's stressing me out. But he's stressing me out with his talk. He's stressing me out with his spoon. He's stressing me out with his ice cream and mixing it. I don't know what's going on.
You shouldn't have done that. Okay, good. You brought him back because you know what people are going to say.
That I should have removed you.
If you're going to remove me.
Remove. So what? Y'all can't come for me now. I removed K. Y'all can't come for me. Y'all out here defending Petty against K. All right. So I think we've thoroughly wasted people's time. So I appreciate you all for wasting time with us and getting some emails.
Are we seriously doing a karaoke show? Because I think
we will do whatever you want us to do, Kay. This is your show. Next week, I won't even prepare for anything. Next week, I'm just going to show up. And whatever you decide to
Come
do is
on
done.
and sing a song. They can get like 2 minutes, and then we can just rotate through, and then we can stop in the middle and give commentary. The
Oh
audience,
my God, we should judge
they
people.
can judge them on a scale from like
Poetry.
1 to 10. The audience, yes.
Oh my God, we'll do it. We're going to do it. Everyone, the winner next week will get $50. I don't know how Petty and K gonna come up with those $50, but Petty and K gonna give y'all $50. This is gonna be K ideas, and what we're gonna should it be 50 or 100? Do we do first, second, and third depending on how many people come up?
Yes, first, second, and third, depending how many people, but we would need a lot of people for that.
All right. And so we'll mark them. All right, we'll do it. We're going to be the judge, and y'all going to come up and give your talent. The talent should be something that can be done on screen. So rap or sing or poetry. Please note, if you come up here and do poetry, I will laugh in your face. And the reason is not because it's good or bad. I have this weird thing where, like, as soon as someone start reading a poem and it's like dark or sad, I just start laughing. Don't know why.
Just
Don't
the
know why. I went to watch poetry and someone was talking about the sun is closing in on them and their shirt fire burns, heart fell out, and I just started laughing. Um, so I had to leave the establishment holding my mouth. No one kicked me out, but I left because I felt bad. So yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna judge whoever comes up.
Yeah, but you have to be honest and mean. If it's too nice, I don't like it.
We should have signs.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna make them signs, because I'm gonna do the bare minimum of work next week. Yeah, and you can curse, you can say whatever you want. We probably gonna private the live anyway. If it gets too bad, we'll private it. Y'all can curse us out. Just make it real. All right, we're gonna do it. Kay's gonna take charge, and Kay's gonna tell us how it's gonna run. But yeah, and we'll change the prize. Is there a prize for worst singer? No, we're gonna do best. The people who do the best, will do it. All right, we'll do it. Okay, the next week live show is completely on you, and Petty and I just showing up.
Will we take the audience, like the viewers, like the chat?
No,
Take
they
their
don't have a say at all. We're the judge. We'll tell you who move on to the next round. So come with
there's rounds.
They're gonna be rounds, girl. We're gonna tell you moving on. All right, let's do it. All right. Wait, should we just do categories now, like poetry, rap, and singing? And so we'll choose
And
one for
best
each.
of each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So get your poetry ready. Poetry, rap, and singing. That's where it's at. Not too complicated. All right,
Do we
great.
need like a rubric or something? Do we need like a rubric or something?
We can
Or
do
are
a break and
we-
talk. After each round, we'll sit and collaborate. We'll talk about it and drag. I mean, speak, give constructive criticism. I'm very invested. I am very invested. When I grew up, I wanted to be Simon Cowell. So
Yes, this is gonna be. What if this is the new direction the podcast takes, and we just do this only?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, sounds great. You don't have to do anything original. All right, bye. Come next week prepared.
Make sure you know the words.
I don't. That's funnier.